Hi, hello. It's another episode of Passive Pixels. I'm going to try to remember to say my name like I did last time. My name is Edwin. Right here, I have Dorian. I'm pretty sure that I've actually never said the full name of the show, so I guess I'm just going to say that for the first time. Passive Pixels, a media catch-up podcast. The literal only reason that the subtitle is there is so people understand what the hell I'm talking about. That's really it. Dorian, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. We had some snow today and
Oh,
yesterday,
oh,
so the snowfall has begun.
oh,
It's
oh.
cold now, so I had to bust out the winter jacket today. But yeah, other than that, it's been pretty good. How you doing over there?
You see, I'm doing good. I'm already mildly sweating, so I can tell you right now that I am jealous of the snow that you have. It's also good to know that with the recent package that you got, it seems that Straw Hat Ninja, host of the Weebs of the Corn podcast, realized that it was going to be cold up there and decided to send you some kindling in the form of 2D anime women.
Yeah, bless him for that. I appreciate that. He snuck in a couple of I guess the term is mangas in there, and
No,
yeah,
they're
it's
comic books. They're Japanese comic books. We're not
ja-
going to give them any sort of leeway of thinking that we respect their medium.
I don't know. I think it's even worse than comic books, but they're horrid, whatever they are, and I want to burn them. So yeah, you're right. It'll make really good kindling.
Oh, okay, that's wonderful. We all need to stay. Well, everyone else can stay warm. If you leave me out in the cold, I'll probably be happy as hell. I might be able to contribute to global warming with the amount of heat that I generate in general. So yeah. Okay. I think that's enough banter. I think most of what I said sucks, and well, we're already in, and I'm not going to cut most of that out. Let's go ahead and go to the list, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right. Okay, I've got Prey, Tomorrow Never Dies, The World Is Not Enough, Skyfall, Spectre, No Time to Die. I realize I didn't write it down, so I'm going to do a hot swap on this. Um, I did not write down Die Another Day. There we go. Resident Evil 8, Saw 1, 2, and 3. Dorian, what's your list?
I got Lost Judgment, Undertale, Life is Strange, True Colors, the Wavelengths DLC, Alan Wake Remastered, Far Cry 6, Rain on Your Parade, Psychonauts 2, those are the games. And then as for movies and shows, I've got Malignant, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, No Time to Die, The Thing, Squid Games, 12 Monkeys, and Lamb.
God, you've been busy. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. Is there anything that you hate right now that we should throw in Weep Trial?
Yeah, let's talk about Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Oh, yes, of course. The regular anime character that we all know, Venom.
Yeah, honestly, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because I think, okay, there are things that I want to rant about, and I will rant about them. But Venom is so, it was so disappointing that I don't even want to give it my time. I guess would be the best way to put it.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, the first Venom movie I think is fine. I think there's a lot of wasted potential in that movie, but I really like Tom Hardy. I think obviously Tom Hardy's an amazing actor, super
Mhm.
charming, great, and he's great in the role. He carries the movie, but the movie's just not very good. But his charming performance alone can save a lot of stuff for me, and I would never like. I have no desire to watch it again, but it was fine. This movie, though, I walked out of the theater and I'm like, yeah, it was okay. I think it was worse than the second one, though. And the more I like kind of sat with it and let it stew on me, the more I just got angry. And honestly, it sucked. Like, it was not a good movie. I'm definitely a bit of a comic book nerd, especially when it comes to Spider Man and Batman shit. And they fucked Carnage up so bad. And I get it, you can do whatever you want with things, but like the way they fucked him up so bad. And I'm sorry, Woody Harrelson's a good actor, but he did not understand the role of Cletus Cassidy and Carnage, and that just trashed the movie to me. So it was a waste of time. I really didn't like it. I think that franchise should probably die really quick because now I mean, there's rumors obviously that they're going to cross over stuff with Spider-Man now, especially because of what happens in the movie. I guess that's technically a spoiler, but I don't give a fuck. Don't see this movie. Um,
Look, if you're watching, well, sorry, not watching this. If you're listening to this and you care about Venom, you should already know how I feel about you. Continue.
it's so true. But yeah, I for half a second I was excited. I'm like, oh, they're gonna tie this into the Spider-Man universe. I'm like, oh, they're gonna tie this into the Spider-Man universe because it sucks. So yeah, it was not a good movie. It was worse somehow for me than the first one. I mean, at least it was shorter. I'll give it credit for that. But I mean, other than that, there wasn't a lot to like it.
You're telling me that you don't want to see Tom Hardy just beat up a teenager?
I mean, that would be kind of fun, but like, I don't need 2 hours of that is the problem, right? Like, that'd be a good like 10 minutes short, and then they've still got to fill out another. hour and 50 minutes of the movie.
I need Tom Hardy looking at his Bane peak in The Dark
Oh,
Knight Rises,
yes.
and I need, like, Tom Holland on an off season when he's not shooting a film, just looking really scrawny, and then they just ambush him, it's like, "You're gonna be in the movie now," and just Tom Hardy is beating the fuck out of him
Yeah,
for
why don't
2
we
straight
just
hours.
forget about Venom? Just put Bane in the new Spider-Man movie. Fuck it. I don't care. Explain how he's there. I don't give a shit. Pay DC a bunch of money and just get him to come and just beat the shit out of Spider-Man. I'm in for that.
"So, Spider-Man, you swing on webs.
It's so
I
good.
have only used one rope, and it was to get away from Ra's al Ghul."
Come on,
I
who
would love to hear him
day one.
monologuing.
Day one in theaters. No questions asked.
Okay, so I feel like I need to go back to Venom. You were saying that it was it was okay, it was fine. Is that ironically, or is it literally just a movie where it's like, guess that was okay?
The latter. Like honestly, the more like there were some funny moments in it, but it tried a little bit too hard. So you might
Hold on,
enjoy that for the
intentionally funny or not?
oh, I think intentionally trying to be funny.
Oh, okay.
But they just turned out to be a little bit more cringe than anything. And like I said, like literally the only thing carrying that first movie for me from memory is Tom Hardy's performance. Because I think Tom Hardy makes a really good Eddie Brock and kind of the goofy little relationship he has with Venom and the symbiote suit himself, I think is actually done well in the first movie. In fact, much better than they did in the second movie. So that's what kind of carried the movie for me. And there's a lot of that in the movie. So to be honest with you, I don't know how much of my dislike for two part of it makes part of me is thinking, okay, maybe I just really don't like this movie because of how badly they fucked up Carnage, and I really appreciate Carnage because
Mm.
maybe it's not that much worse than the first. But I don't know. Like I said, the best defense I can give for the first one is that it's fine. But at the end of the day, that I've never wanted to watch it again. I would never buy that movie. I would never watch it again. So
If you were to go watch Venom 1 again, how do you think you'd feel? Do you think you would still be able to just be like, "Ah, okay, yeah, this is fine," or do you think you would start being like, "Oh, no, these are too similar?"
yeah, I think I'd be a lot more critical, especially after me hating the second one now. It would be, I think, almost tougher to go back to that one and appreciate it. Because, like, like the villain in the first one, I remember being really shitty too, but like he was a villain at least I didn't care about. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's like, all right, you can fuck him up. I don't care. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like, look, bless Sony. They do a lot of good stuff in their movie studios. I actually do like a lot of the things they do, but man, they've mishandled Venom completely. And I don't know, man. That Morbus movie with fucking Jared Leto is going to be a fucking train wreck. There is no way that movie is anything less than a fucking train wreck.
I can't wait to see just Jared Leto acting exactly the same, except now with all that makeup and CGI.
Oh yeah, he's rolling out of bed and just performing as Morbius. He doesn't need to do anything.
He goes to sleep, he still has the CGI dots, he wakes up and they're still on. He's like, "Ah, okay, fine, let's get the fucking rest of this done."
Yeah, and honestly, the one person I'm kind of happy for in all this because I think Venom's doing very well at the box office, which fuck me, but I think it is doing very well at the box office, and I'm happy for Andy Serkis because I actually do like Andy Serkis.
Okay,
I think he's
yeah,
done a
I
lot of
forgot
good
he's
stuff.
directing.
Yeah, and I'm happy he got a paycheck out of this, a lot of money from this, but yeah, I mean that's literally all I'm happy for. And to be fair, this movie they could have thrown any fucking director in that chair, and I don't think it would have made a difference. This movie just reeked of like fucking executives and what they wanted to do. So,
Do you feel like it's time to go to scores? I feel like we already gave this too much time.
oh yeah, no, I'm done. If I was to give this a score, so I am switching to a 10 scale for movies because fuck it, I've changed my mind and I am. This movie would be like probably a 4 out of 10, 3.5 out of 10. Yeah.
Shit. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and give it 3 scores. I'm gonna go ahead and give it the wig that Woody Harrelson had at the end of the first movie out of 10.
That is better
Uh,
in the second.
no, I don't want it to be better. 2. Crap, there was a second score that I had, but honestly, I'm good. If I don't remember the other 2 scores that I had, that's good enough for me.
It's forgettable, just like this movie.
Hold on, no, that's gonna be the second score now. I had 2 scores that I thought of, and then once I got to them, I realized that I didn't care enough to make fun of it. So there we go.
Out of 10. And also, Weebs, this is yours. So you can have complete ownership of this movie. We'll take Perfect Blue. Fair trade.
Okay, Weebs, I will hand you. Okay, let's see. I'll give you Die Another Day if you give me Akira. Okay, done. There we go. We're making money moves right now.
Yep, that's a good trade. You should be happy, Weebs. Pray we don't alter the deal further.
You're right. I might have to fucking throw. No, no. Actually, no. I'll throw Sky. I'll not Skyfall. I'll throw Inspector as just as a little gift. Here you go.
Oh, that's just rude.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just bundle all three Pierce Brosnan movies together. Tomorrow Never Dies, The World Is Not Enough, and Die Another Day. Let's go ahead and just get the easy one out of the way. Die Another Day is a fucking train wreck. I don't exactly understand who let this happen. I don't understand why there's a man who has diamonds embedded into his face. I don't understand why they let the invisible car actually exist. I don't know why they allowed just such shitty CGI with Pierce Brosnan just riding a gigantic wave. I don't know who the fuck okayed that the opening song was going to be Madonna screeching as Bond is being tortured in a North Korean prison for 14 months. I don't understand who let any of these choices happen. And honestly, the best thing to come out of Die Another Day is that we got Casino Royale right after. And to include this, the producers, I remember saying around that time, was that Die Another Day was such a spectacular failure. And that compounded with the fact that Austin Powers apparently nailed them so hard on all the tropes that they have. That's what made them go to Casino Royale. So honestly, I can't even give Die Another Day credit for sucking so bad that they gave us a good movie after. It didn't even get full credit for that because probably Austin Powers did more of that than Die Another Day did. So even at Die Another Day, one job of sucking, it still fucked that up. And you know what? Maybe that itself is impressive that even at trying to suck so bad to force good change, it failed at that too. What else? Apparently, that was the 40th anniversary. Can you imagine being 40 and that's how you celebrate having Die Another Day? Jesus Christ. Do you remember anything about this movie? And if you do, how much did you drink to try and forget?
Yeah. I'm going to be completely honest. Every Pierce Brosnan James Bond movie just blends together except for GoldenEye. I don't know what it is. I do remember that. Is Die Another Day the one with Halle Berry?
Yes, which,
Yeah,
God, who
yeah,
let this woman act?
yeah.
Who
Okay,
let
yeah,
her on a studio?
yeah. I do remember that one being particularly offensive. It was really atrocious, that movie. It's too bad too because I always like Pierce Brosnan as James Bond. He's got a certain charm to him, and he's really good at like the quippy little one-liners.
Oh,
But for the
he's the
love
king of
of
them.
oh, he's so good. He's so good. But for the love of God, but like I said, besides Goldeneye, man, like most of his movies are just kind of mid, and then this one to finish it off is just horrendous. It's so bad.
Die another day. Like, it's the fucking funniest shit. I was laughing my ass off because there are three things in the opening that are constantly fighting each other to just baffle you more. There is one which is Madonna screeching, just I don't know what the fuck she thought she was doing. I'm gonna like I don't it sounded like she had been dating a robot for like 20 years and like they got married somewhere around halfway through and her personality was starting to merge with the robot. Like this isn't exactly how a human being is supposed to sound. You also have the music, which is comedic because the music underneath it is electronic whenever she speaks. And then there are very nice strings that cut in. You're like, these strings are so nice. I'm so sorry that you have to deal with a fucking robot over there, fucking like a little box or something that's creating all this music. And then, of course, you have the visuals of Bond being tortured continuously in a North Korean prison. They are beating the shit out of him. They are electrocuting him. They are waterboarding him. It's the funniest shit because it feels so much like, oh man, people aren't really happy with 9/11. Let's go ahead. Yeah, there we go. You see, I brought fucking 9/11 to Die Another Day. And I'd say that between this conversation, Die Another Day was probably a little bit worse than 9/11. The only thing that 9/11 can brag about is that more people died afterwards. Die Another Day only killed people spiritually. I'm being so correctly mean to this movie. I think this feels good. Uh, what else? Oh, Rosamund Pike was in it, and when I saw her, I was like, "Oh, you're here. Good for you. I kind of hope that you got your paycheck."
Yeah, shout out to John Cleese. Love me
That
some John Cleese.
John Cleese, I just saw him here. I'm like, I'm so sorry that you're here. You deserve better. Now, correct me if I'm wrong because I feel like this is something that my mind always gets wrong. He's one of the Monty Pythons, right?
No, yeah, he's probably in terms of like the actual acting prowess, I would say one of the probably the most famous of them. Obviously, Terry Gilliam's like made Kino shit for directing, but I think from acting, have you ever seen A Fish Called Wanda?
So with the recent people on the by the way, I just realized we always say Discord, but we never say which Discord. On the
Uh-huh.
Last Stand Media Discord, go support them because I'm not going to take your money for like maybe another couple of years. Um, with everyone starting a excuse me, everyone starting a letterbox, what I did is I finally created one, and I went all the way from like 1920 to like 1994 of movies that I need to watch, and A Fish Called Wanda was one that I added. I was like, well, we're gonna add that to my watch later. So that's one that I'm going to get to eventually, but that watch
Stellar. Yeah.
later list is like
I
286 movies.
That's fair. I actually think you'll really enjoy that, but that's kind of that performance by John Cleese is one of my favorite just comedic performances in general. He's fucking hilarious in that movie. But yeah, no, he's very good in that, and he's a great actor actually. But yeah, obviously he didn't he
He
didn't have
wasn't that
much to work
funny
with.
here. That's the problem.
No,
Like, I don't
no,
it's so weird because Pierce Brosnan with the previous Q is like, "Yeah, you know what? These people, like, the 2 of them just kind of they don't really hate each other, but they have kind of that playful banter where it just feels like if you left them in a room long enough, they'd hate each other until eventually they walked out as best friends."
yeah,
But there was just something about Pierce Brosnan with John Cleese where I was just like, you guys just really aren't speaking the same comedic language, and it felt weird because like I don't know what it is. Like Pierce Brosnan is obvious, like this man is one liner king. This
oh yeah,
man has some comedic timing, but I don't understand where they just this feels like if somehow they came from two different cultures that have two different ways of handling comedy and neither of them had a translator nearby.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, John Cleese could have just taken one look at the script and been like, "Oh fuck, can I get out of this?" No, okay.
Well,
So
okay, that's
I don't
fine.
blame
My
him.
kids need to go to college.
Yeah, and then that's kind of the performance you get. Like, I don't know. I mean, if I was in Die Another Day, I don't know if I'd be giving an A plus on it too.
So with all of that, that's pretty much. Oh, they had an ice palace, and I was like, oh man, I'm jealous. Of course, it's still October, so I've got like maybe another 2 months of me complaining about heat in general. So I was just looking at that ice palace, and I was like, man, I'd actually like to live there. Oh my god, I just fucking forgot what the entire plot of the movie is. I just remembered. They're swapping their faces out so then they could hide their identities, and at some point there's like a gigantic laser from the sky that just starts melting shit. And why? Why? I don't know where I'm even going with this. This movie fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's a bad movie.
Okay. All right. Die Another Day is going to be a North Korean torture out of 10.
Yeah, this movie actually does. I can remember this one a bit more vividly, and it is one of the worst James Bond movies in my opinion. So, I
It is
mean,
absolutely.
probably like a 3 out of 10 or something. I don't know. It's
That's
bad.
still
Don't
that's
watch it.
still like a one more point that I would imagine you've going. Oh wait, hold on. They killed fucking Moneypenny. I know it wasn't real. They killed her in a virtual reality, but that was enough to where I was like, did you just fucking shoot Moneypenny? What is wrong with you? Who okayed this? Moneypenny must stay safe at all times. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, fuck that.
Okay, that's Die Another Day. The World Is Not Enough. I don't remember this one. I definitely watched it. Uh, Honestly, I think that I just remember Denise Richards being in it, and I don't know. I think Bond does a Russian accent at some point. Let me see. Can I look at this and see if I remember anything? No, I just remember Russians. That is it. So I'm just going to give this a Denise Richards is the only thing I remember out of 10.
It's crazy to me is, and I mean, this is small potatoes, I guess. Well, I mean, not really even. Like even these bad Bond movies were still making like 361 million at the box office, like on like
Yeah.
135 million budget at the time. So they were still hugely popular. This one, man, I don't remember much about at all. But like I said, all of these Bond movies just kind of melt together in the Pierce Brosnan era. So
Hold on, I just remembered. This is the movie where Bond gets one Bond girl and he tries to like use her as an informant, but apparently she has Stockholm syndrome with the person who kidnapped and raped her, and like the actual plot is like, yeah, I have Stockholm syndrome now, so I'm going to betray you. And that's all I remember.
well, there you go.
Okay, yeah. Moving on. Tomorrow Never Dies is actually good. I'm shocked that I enjoyed Tomorrow Never Dies as much as I did. All it is just the High Sparrow from Game of Thrones. You see, I remember that, and I can't remember his fucking name. Oh, no, Jonathan Price isn't right, is it? Hold on. Hi, Sparrow. No,
Yeah,
that's not
Jonathan
right.
Price.
Oh wow, seriously. Okay, I was getting that name felt wrong because I feel like I was getting him confused with the lead from Chernobyl and the British guy from Mad Men. So now I need to look that up and
Oh
see
yeah,
what
that's a
his
different
name was.
actor. I don't know who that is though.
Chernobyl cast. Jared Harris. Okay, I just never learned his name. Okay, never mind. There's no way that I would have gotten him confused name wise. All right, well, at least now I know. Okay, so Jonathan Price, what he does is that he plays a guy who is basically launching CNN. But what he's doing is that he is, instead of reporting on news, he is creating news so he can report on it. So he'll pay like to have a submarine blow up a ship off the coast of China so he can be the first one to report on it and be like, ah, you see, guys, I am over here reporting news before anyone else. Please watch my 24/7 news channel. And honestly, I think that's fucking hilarious. There's just something so outlandish about that that it just feels so fun. What else? Oh, he is trying to start World War III with against the US and China. And there's just something about that that sounds also fucking hilarious that he's like, yeah, I'm trying to start World War III for ratings. And there's just something so I don't know why that's just so funny to me. But yeah, Tomorrow Never Dies is fun. I don't think I remember anything else besides that. Oh, I think I remember a bike chase that was actually really good. Is that it? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just remember enjoying myself.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't remember much about Tomorrow Never Dies actually. I think the only thing I really remember is the video game for the Sony PlayStation entertainment system. I remember playing that and it was terrible, but yeah, I somehow have more memories of that game than that movie.
I'd like you to know that that is not a reflection of the movie.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe somehow I've just never seen that movie and only played the video game, which would actually be really hilarious. But maybe I should go back and try to watch that at some point.
It's not bad. It was way more entertaining than I expected, and I think this is the one that I've seen the most pieces of because it was just on USA all the fucking time. Like it really was. So I had seen that bike chase in pieces for like the last it was like a decade of my life. I've seen that chase, and now to have sat down and watched the entire thing, I was like, oh yeah, that's actually pretty good. Of course, it's no Tank from GoldenEye, but still, that's really good.
I'll definitely have to check that out actually because I swear I've seen it, but it again with all these Bond movies, it's been so long. So
I'm gonna go ahead and give Tomorrow Never Dies a bike chase through Shanghai out of 10.
get a possible rewatch at some point out of 10.
All right, so that's Pierce Brosnan. That's 3 movies out of the way. Passing it back to you.
I mean, should we just talk about No Time to Die quick? Just mention that we did a special episode on it.
We'll get there because like I still have to talk about Spectre, and we'll have fun with that.
Oh, right. You still have Spectre and right on there.
At least Skyfall, though. At least positivity.
Yeah, that's true. Are we sticking with movies or?
Yeah, if you have any other movies, I guess clear them out because after this, I'll probably hit Bond and then save Saw for last.
Okay, yeah, I got a shit ton of movies.
Go for it.
Which one do I want to talk about? Let's go oldest first. Let's talk about Malignant. Um,
Okay.
Malignant is the new James Wan horror joint,
Mm-hmm.
written by James Wan. So he actually basically passed up doing The Conjuring 3 to do this instead.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting. So here's the thing with this movie. And first of all, when I first got to the theater, I was like, that's pretty good. There's issues with that movie there, and I'll talk about those in a minute, but it was pretty good overall. I think the more time away from the theater on this one, I've actually enjoyed it a little bit more. Kind of the opposite effect of Venom: Let There Be Carnage. And I think the way this is very simple. It's another kind of mislead. If you'd seen the trailer for this, it looked really scary. It looked like kind of psychological, pretty fucked up. And I would say the first part of the movie kind of is, but it's actually more of a B movie than it is an actual horror movie. It's got a lot of comedic elements to it, and the second half of the movie just kind of goes fucking insane. And there are parts of it I still think go a little bit too far. Like there's literally one scene in the movie near the end. It's this big fight in a police station. And it literally made me feel like a scene from The Matrix. I'm not even kidding you. It felt so out of place to me. And it's one of my biggest complaints about the movie, honestly. But that aside, like I think if you reframe the movie and reframe your expectations and are just kind of looking at this movie as, okay, this is just kind of meant to be more fun, And what I used as a comparison to this was one of my favorite horror movies actually, is Drag Me to Hell. And Drag
Hmm.
Me to Hell is from Sam Raimi. And he did this basically, I think it was after Spider-Man 3 as a kind of palate cleanser to kind of,
Hmm.
you know, kind of separate himself from that whole debacle, whether you like it or not. Like he obviously wasn't a fan of the product that came out there.
I
Um,
think he is just because he knows that he fucked it up and he
that's
feels
true.
like, well, it's like, yeah, you can't play with your toys. It's like, okay, fine, I'll just break my toys. Peace.
That's true. He probably has some satisfaction in that. But Drag Me to Hell was really good, and it was more just like there was a lot of like funny elements to it with a really unlikable main character, and the name of the movie is quite literal. Drag Me to Hell. You kind of just want that fucking protagonist to get dragged to hell because she's such a bitch. And Malignant reminded me a lot of that in that way. Like it just kind of has a little bit more fun with it. It's not as serious as like The Conjuring or Insidious or some of his other horror movies. It's certainly not as scary as those movies, not even close. But yeah, I enjoyed it overall. I think it was definitely better than The Conjuring 3. And he's
Hmm.
still like the thing I like about James Wan is he's got a really good sense of like I like his directing style, like even Aquaman, which I know gets memed on a little bit, but I like it. I think it's a good movie. And I really like some of the shots in that movie and how he frames things. And you see a lot of his horror work in that. And I don't know, I just thought this was a fun movie and definitely worth seeing.
You see, I think I'll go ahead and wait just a little bit because I'm probably about to talk about James Wan and Saw. I will just say that Malignant, after running through some of the Saw movies, might be something that's more attracted to me right now than it would have been like maybe 2 days ago.
Yeah, I forgot he's in Saw. I guess we should have saved that for a little bit later, but oh well.
That's fine, whatever.
Could have done the James Wan block, but
You see, that's the thing. I looked it through, and I'm not confident in saying that because I pulled up his list, and the man has definitely just stuck to horror, and then literally just Furious 7 and Aquaman are over in the corner, like, yeah, we're here too.
it's kind of strange, eh?
Yeah.
He's definitely got a weird little he's got a weird little list for sure. But a lot of directors kind of get their start in horror and do that, and then move on to other things. Like Sam Raimi obviously did that. What's his name? Fucking who did Hereditary? Why can't I think of his name?
Wait, no way.
Ari Aster, is that it?
What else did Ari Aster do? Oh, are you
Well, no,
saying
he's
that?
no, his next movie is apparently not a horror at all.
Wow, really?
So yeah, apparently from what I've heard, it's more of a serious movie. So he's jumping out of the horror genre.
Wait, you're telling me that his other movies weren't serious?
Yeah, they're family dramas disguised as horror, as you like to call them. So that's true, but they're still pretty fucking terrifying.
Comedy horror. Okay, all right. So he's going to go the Raimi route.
Yeah. So I think I there's a lot of people that kind of get their chops in that, and then fucking James Wan, you get a chance to do a big blockbuster DC movie. I mean, why not get that paycheck? And I think he actually did a pretty good job with Aquaman. So I don't know. I'm interested to. I like The Conjuring is still. I think The Conjuring, the original and the second one, are both phenomenal horror movies. So I'm always interested to see what he brings to the table, and it's cool because Malignant is obviously like a passion project for him. Like he wrote it, he directed it, this is completely separate from anything he's ever done. He just made Aquaman for fuck's sakes, and he's like, nah, and Fast and Furious 7, which I don't care about that, but he made those two movies, which were big blockbuster movies. He's like, well, I want to go back to horror. So I think it's pretty cool.
I just feel like I want to say this because it was brought up. Uh, Furious 7 is probably maybe like 1 out of 3 times that I've ever cried in a theater. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I'm
So
gonna regret asking this, but did you like Furious 7?
yes,
Okay, so he actually made a good Furious movie. Okay, I didn't know if he did or not, but
no. So Furious 7 should have been where it ended because of. By the way, you don't care. I'll just tell you anyways. Furious 7 literally ends with the most fourth wall. Like they walk up to the fourth wall and push it to give Paul Walker like a beautiful eulogy. Like honestly, it's incredible, and watching in theaters like that fucking breaks you. If you watch Furious 7 alone, you're like, fuck, this is still good. When I rewatched it earlier in the year, rewatching all the movies and getting to Furious 7, I was like, oh fuck, this hurts. So James Wan is a very strange man to me because this man has just made his entire career on horror. He comes into a series that he has nothing to do with and then probably leaves us with the most emotionally resonant moment that anyone who's watched those movies will remember when they watched it. And then he goes back to horror for a little bit, and then WB's just like, "Hey, Aquaman's drowning. Can you please help us?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure. Can I go back to my horror movies after?" He's like, "Yeah, fine."
Yeah, that's kind of wild when you think of it like that. I
Like,
mean,
I
good on
really
you.
do think that he enjoys horror so much, and then just every once in a while, someone just taps him on the shoulders like, "Hey, listen, we just think you can do this. Can you come help us out?" And he's like, "Fine."
Probably funds his next horror movie, so why not, right?
Was Insidious Chapter 2 just such a bomb that he was like, "Oh, wait, no, no, Doggy Heaven, whatever the fuck Doggy Heaven is." Oh, wait, no, that's a short film. Never mind. Okay, Death Sentence. Death Sentence was just such a bomb that he's like, "Well, fuck, I need a Furious 7 to go pay and make the rest of the money." He's like, "Oh, well, Aquaman 2, that's gonna fund the next Annabelle movies until the sun explodes."
Okay, hold on. Have you seen anything about this death sentence?
Nothing. No.
It's fucking Kevin Bacon and John Goodman in a crime drama.
What?
All right, now I'm genuinely
What?
curious about
What
it's
the
not even
fuck is this combination?
Kevin Bacon and John Goodman in a crime. Okay, I gotta look into this movie. Like,
No one has ever heard of this movie. It was a budget of 20 million and it made back 17. No
oh
one's
my
heard of
god,
this.
36 Metascore. Yikes!
Oh, okay. Oh, wait.
Real
He compared Death Sentence to the Death Wish movies? What?
confused now.
Wait, so is this supposed to be his turn of a Death Wish?
Well, he didn't even write this movie, so this is probably more of a direct for hire sort of thing. Like this wasn't one of his passion projects. I'm guessing. I don't know. Interesting though. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, but then that falls in the same camp as Fury 7 and Aquaman.
True, true. That's actually true.
God,
Insidious
okay.
Chapter 2 though is actually not a very good movie either. I didn't like that. I'm glad he fucking kind of just stuck with The Conjuring after that.
So yeah, Malignant, it's going to be a I am more likely to watch this because of Saul recently out of 10.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I think I'd probably go 6.5 out of 10 on it. I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's quite banging. They do have issues with it, but it was fun.
Okay, that is acceptable to me. I've got a whole bunch of movies down in this list, so I'd probably say go again.
Okay, for sure. Let's go with. Let's talk about Squid Games. Well,
Okay, all right. Yeah, let's get that out of the
TV
way.
show, but whatever, same thing. So Squid Games. This is the most popular show in Netflix history.
So
History.
it's probably because it's a spin-off from SpongeBob. Like it just makes sense. You have that audience coming in, like everyone really loves Squidward, so I mean it just makes sense that you would want to give him a spin-off.
Wild to me though. And do you know what show was the most popular before this?
Okay, you know what? I'm going to take a guess that I feel like it's very safe, and I know it's not going to be the answer, but
Okay.
I'm still going to throw it out anyways. Stranger Things.
No. And that's a
Okay,
safe
yeah,
guess, and I don't blame you. You would we could probably sit here for the next hour and you could give me guesses, and I don't think you would get this one.
great.
This surpassed Bridgerton.
What in the very fuck is I'm bringing up Bing to Google that one. Like,
Oh,
okay,
don't look up. You're gonna be. Oh boy.
Bing. Okay, we're going to Google Bing
Oh,
to go to Bing, and then Bridgerton.
Bridgerton.
Oh, Bridgerton. Okay, Bridge. Oh god, what the very fuck is it? What the fuck is this? What is? You already have the crown. Why do you
Yeah,
need another crown but worse?
this is the most popular show. This was the most popular show in Netflix history.
By the way, this is how much Bing sucks. Bing sent me to IMDb and it just does not have a Wikipedia entry until like halfway through the page.
Yeah, yeah. Big is awful, awful. But yeah, so Squid Games. It's
Who okay?
yeah, fuck if I know.
Who the fuck is watching Bridgerton? Who
It's got a
okay,
season 2 coming, so
anyone who is watching Bridgerton, please reach out to me and tell me why you're watching Bridgerton. And if the answer isn't because I've watched literally everything else, please stop watching Bridgerton. Thank you.
don't know if that's a good enough reason for me. But anyways,
Even still.
yeah, right. So, Squid Games. Here's the thing about Squid Games. So, first of all, I'm a sucker for this format. I love death games and the death genre. I don't know if I don't think I've ever talked about Danganronpa on this show before, but I have a
Shockingly, no, I
huge,
don't think so.
no, I have a huge affinity for Danganronpa. It's actually one of my favorite, maybe my favorite, no, Metal Gear Solid's my favorite, but
Yeah.
Danganronpa is certainly one of my favorite gaming series of all time. I adore it. And
Brief
for
explanation of Danganronpa, because if people hear that, they're gonna
yeah,
think you're having a stroke mid-sentence.
correct. So basically, what Danganronpa is that it's a death game kind of game. You got this group of like high school students that are all trapped together with this murderous teddy bear, and he basically forces them to kill each other in order to win the game and win a prize. And it's fantastic. It's really great. Your mileage may vary. It's very weeb, very, 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 very Japan, very weeb. But it's a lot of fun, and I love it. So anything from that sort of genre, if you have like a killing game involved, I'm automatically like 95% more interested because there's just not a lot of that sort of thing. So I was like,
Hold
okay,
on, hold on. I just realized why Bridgerton is big. Shonda Rhimes is producing it.
who's that?
Oh, you don't know Shonda Rhimes?
No.
Shonda Rhimes is the person behind Scandal and Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right. Well,
she is
there's
one
the
of
answer.
those names that if she's behind something, just know that that show is never going to fucking end.
Fair enough. That makes sense.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, Grey's Anatomy's still going somehow.
Yeah, seriously. I don't look, if you trace back AIDS, I'm pretty sure you can find out that it was one of the first two doctors from like the first season of Grey's Anatomy. Every single doctor is fucking
Probably.
okay, moving on.
But yeah, so Squid Games. It's so the first episode I actually really liked. Like I was like, oh man, that's a strong first episode. This is good. And since then I've
Mhm,
watched two more and they were a decline in quality pretty quick. I still think
mhm.
it's okay. I still think I'm gonna go through and finish it because it's short. It's only 9 episodes for the first season. There's not a lot in there. And again, I'm kind of starved in this genre. There's just not a lot of content for it. So I still want to see it out. But we'll see. I think this is a case like it just what's weird to me is why is this so popular right now? Like death games have been a thing for a while. So I guess maybe it's just because it's on Netflix, but this just seems
Yes,
like
that's why.
such a weird one for people to hang their hats on. There's so much other shit on Netflix. Why this? Like
Because Netflix probably pushed it hard. They're like, "Oh man, it's our first North Korean. No, 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 no. This is the good Koreans."
there's a whole other death game for you there.
One that James Bond took part in. The South Korean show. I think this is their first one that they produced through South Korea. Like that's the thing. They didn't license this. Like they actually, I think, own the rights for this. They put up the money for this. So
Correct. Yeah.
I think
Netflix actually
maybe.
I think they invest a bunch of money into South Korea and this is the first one.
I think what it is that I wouldn't be shocked if a Netflix executive. That's the thing. Even though I give shit a lot to Netflix for like just their lack of quality control, they still have some savvy fuckers that work over there. I wouldn't be shocked if, let's see, 2 years ago, Parasite won, and they're like, well, I guess the Koreans are in now. Greenlight this.
Actually, that's great timing. You're probably right. Because Parasite was what 2019, right?
Yeah, exactly. 2 years.
Yeah, no, that's probably dead on. Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me. And let me be clear, it's not a bad show at all. Like it's actually like in terms of most Netflix originals these days, this is definitely a step up because
Well,
there's a
yeah,
lot of
that's
really bad Netflix originals right
there's a
now.
low floor there.
There's a low fucking floor. So this is actually pretty good. Like even the second and third episode, which was decline in quality for me, like it was still pretty good.
Hmm.
But like I mean, if it continues on that route, I definitely wouldn't watch a season two. But we'll see. So I'm definitely excited to watch more. 3 episodes in, so I'll report back. I'll hopefully have that finished by the next episode, and I can say more. What else? There was one other thing I think I
Wait,
wanted to
I
bring
will say
up.
this. I will say this. If you want to go into spoilers, absolutely do that because I already ruined it for myself because honestly, I was like, there's nothing about this that's speaking to me at all. I know it's probably going to be good, but by the time I get to the end, I'll be like, yeah, but was that worth it or should I just watch Mad Men instead? And I know that once I'd get to the end, I'd go, yeah, I probably should just watch Mad Men instead.
All right, so I will talk about some spoilers then, because there
Yeah,
actually is one
do as
thing I
you
want to
will.
mention.
Mhm.
So countdown: 3, 2, 1. Oh my fucking god! I can't believe these people are dying. No, okay. I can't do it as well as you. You're really good at that. I got to come up with something on the fly to spoil every time I do that. I'm gonna do that going forward because I like that. It's good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really good. Like, if you do a spoiler countdown and then you punch someone in the face immediately, it's like, well, what did you expect? I told you I was going to punch you, and you
Yeah, it's like
stayed in the way.
it's like that Arrested Development. It's like dead bird inside this bag, and he picks up the bag. He's like, I don't know what I expected.
Exactly. That's the thing. If we're doing spoilers, fucking spoil it, you know?
Yeah. No, so at the very end of the first episode, I think is really well done, but they didn't have a like I mean, and this here's the problem. This would have changed the series completely. So there's like nothing you could have done after this. Like you would have had to completely rewrite everything. But I will say, I think there was a really missed opportunity because you basically have the entire episode you're kind of focusing on this guy. What's his name in the show? Let me look it up here. it's I think it's Lee Jung Jae. I think that's him. He
Mhm.
plays the main character Song Ji Hun, and he's just pathetic and kind of waffling around and trying to like scam people out of money, and then he gets scammed out of money, and then he goes to this game to try get some money for whatever, just to, I guess for his daughter. They kind of pull at your heartstrings a little bit with that, and then
Mhm.
obviously nobody knows it's a death game, but then the death game starts and just people start dying like. And it's a really good scene. Like it's good tension to build up to that, and like just people get slaughtered left and right. And at the very, very end, like he's almost about to cross the finish line, and he just kind of trips over a guy he didn't notice and starts falling. And I thought to myself, and so I should mention too, all throughout that, there's another character, and his name is, I think he's, which one is he? I think he might be Wee Ha Jun. I hope it's the right character.
Hmm.
Um, they kind of allude to his character a little bit. He's kind of got a mysterious past, but he's best friends with the guy, and they kind of go into him a little bit, but they don't show too much of him. But he's an interesting character. And I thought, missed opportunity here. Just have that main character fucking die in the first episode. Just blow his brains out, and then protagonist switch to this guy. You would have had to completely redo the series, obviously, at that point, and like do something new with it. But that would have been a real, like, kind of like, oh fuck moment, because you spend that entire episode on that guy, and then you just fucking kill him and switch over to the other guy. And I kind of thought for half a second they were gonna go that way. They didn't.
I'm slightly terrified by that idea because I'm really thinking of devs and just how
Oh.
they did that. Whatever. Spoilers for devs. Whoops. Sorry. I fucking sprung it on you. Okay, that's the thing. I'm somewhere in between saying sorry genuinely, but also flippantly because like devs is not worth watching. So, whoops, sorry, but also sorry. So, they killed the main. Fuck it. I already warned you enough. Okay, they kill the main character like 30 minutes into like this 45-minute pilot, and then they switch over to his girlfriend, and his girlfriend is like one of the worst actresses I've ever seen put to like a major TV show. And I'm just thinking, wow, maybe we shouldn't have killed him if we meant that we had more of a consistent performance. So I'm pretty sure that Squid Game has good actors where if you killed him, there's probably another one that would be able to be good enough to take the protagonist spot. I get it. I'm just terrified of hearing that because I feel like I still have PTSD from that. Like I still haven't cured from devs doing that.
No, that's a fair complaint. The other guy is actually a good actor too, so
Okay.
it's not that applicable here, thankfully. But I understand the fear of that, because yeah, if you're gonna do that, you better fucking make sure the guy you got to replace him is good, or else that's an issue. Or the girl in that case, which apparently she wasn't. I'll never watch that show, so I don't know. But yeah, so that's all I have to say about Squid Games. So we can go to scores if you want. I'll watch more soon, so that's my score out of 10.
All right, Squid Game. I'm gonna give it a. You guys talked it up way too much. I'm not gonna watch this. I just don't have any interest in it. I just look at it. I'm like, man, I don't care. Netflix, you've just burned so many bridges with me when it comes to any of your original content that I just don't want to deal with you at all. Oh, sorry, out of 10. Thank you, Netflix.
Good stuff.
Netflix, if you want to sponsor me, though, I'll say anything you need me to.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm so ready to just sell out at a fucking moment's notice.
Oh yeah, get North Korean leader on the phone. Fucking sell it to him too, man. I don't give a shit.
Can you imagine if we just started off at, hey, this is Passive Pixels, the only podcast allowed in North Korea?
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
It'd be
Amazing.
great. We'd be used for torture, like they use South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut on their prisoners.
I'm gonna watch that movie again. It's good shit.
So fucking good, dude. So of course my shelf, my eternal shelf.
Yes.
Of course I haven't mentioned it in a while. My shelf, I like to keep my shelf swapping out constantly. I'm not going to buy another shelf for more movies because I want it to be after enough years that shelf is something I can point to and just be like, yeah, that's like my top 90 movies ever. So I watched South Park thinking, oh man, there's no way that South Park is going to still make it on the shelf. And when I rewatched it recently, I was like, oh shit, this is actually still. Oh wait, okay, I should probably clarify. Rewatched it was like December of last year, so like it was right before the cutoff. So if anyone's like, "He watched South Park," like no, like that was a while back, okay. But rewatching, I was like, "Oh shit, this is still really good, and this is staying on the shelf." I didn't expect this.
I think Gunt in my head, I actually like Team America a little bit more, but I think they're both great movies.
I think I like South Park more just because I like the fact that all the songs are funny as hell. Team America is good, but I feel like it just has a little bit of unevenness to it where I just have to go, Just for that, just for that slight, that's enough for me to make it easy for me to go to South Park.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong, but Puppet Matt Damon just kind of carries everything for me.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Like,
Hmm.
oh my god. Do you know the story behind that
Oh my
puppet?
god, the story's incredible for that. I yes, I do it. It's fucking amazing. It's so
Okay,
good.
I must share it then. For those
Oh,
who don't know, apparently, so Team America World Police, they made a whole bunch of puppets about famous people, and of course they made a Matt Damon one. But apparently they said, like, I think it was like their words, they're like, yeah, the Matt Damon puppet looked retarded, so we just integrated that into the character.
they integrated. They fucking did.
Just incredible. But
Oh,
Matt Damon is highly functional in the movie. I'm
yes,
pretty sure he used nunchucks.
very good, very good. All right,
Okay,
what are you doing next? You're on a
uh,
movie now, right? Or some movies?
I've got 2 movies left. Let's just say it like that because I'm gonna bundle all the Craig ones together and then all the
Okay,
Saw
so
movies together.
I've got No Time to Die, and then I've got three separate ones. So should I do one more?
So go ahead and yeah, do one more.
Okay, so let's do Lamb. Let's talk about
Mm.
Lamb.
Oh yes, talk
Um,
to me about Lamb.
yes, so this is the freshest one in my mind. I want to say the other two for last for reasons, but Lamb.
Mhm.
Boy, what an interesting movie this was. So this is directed by Valdemir Johansson. Excuse me if I
Oh,
say your name wrong, Miss Johansson.
I'm gonna have to look
Um,
at this.
so
Lamb.
it's her first ever movie, from what I'm hearing, her first ever director experience, anyways, and it's interesting. It's
Mhm.
interesting. I'm neither I'm neither hot nor cold on it, I guess. I'm just right in the middle on it, and it hasn't really adjusted much since then. I guess without going into spoilers, the best thing I can say is it's a good movie. It's very well made. It's well shot, well directed, well acted. There's nothing like technically wrong with this movie. My issues come from it in kind of the content of the movie and the direction they take the script, because there are ways that they go with it that I just weren't expecting, and not in like a, oh my god, what a shocking twist kind of way, but just how they kind of frame the movie and how it goes. Again, it's very difficult to explain without spoilers, and you haven't seen this, and you think you're going to see it, so I'm going to be very careful. And I think
Eventually, yeah.
eventually, and even like I don't want to actually spoil this, because I think people should see this and kind of make up their own mind for it, because I think there is a very good movie here. um what I will say is this movie absolutely in no sense of the word is a horror film. Do not go into this movie, because if you watch the trailer, it's going to make you think, oh man, this looks a little spooky. There is not one element of horror in this movie. It is a drama.
Oh
It is a
hell yeah,
drama
it's
movie.
A24 advertising, baby.
Yeah, that is A24's typical advertising. This movie is basically a relationship drama movie. That is what this movie is. Now it's very well made, again, but that's what this movie is. Um, the fucking lamb in this movie though, like the weird lamb. I mean, here's a little like I mean, I don't even want to give a plot summary, because you should go into this movie and think. But I will say that there's like a little lamb hybrid kind of baby thing. It's fucking weird at first, but it's so fucking cute. And by the end of this movie, I fell in fucking love with it. Like they actually are.
Can you imagine whoever's listening to this and
Oh
they're
yeah,
like, "Lamb, I wonder what this is. It's a drama." And then you just drop,
yeah.
"Yeah, so there's a human lamb hybrid."
It's so hard to explain without seeing it, but really, it's true. I promise. It really is. Oh my god. But it's so cute. Like it's so adorable, this fucking thing. Like it is so goddamn cute. They're actually selling the sweaters. It wears these like cute little like polo sweaters throughout the movie, and now they're selling them like on the A24 website. And they're like $100 each. I'm not buying one, but I'm like, "Oh my god, that's adorable. That's so cute." Um so that was by far my favorite part of the movie, is just how fucking cool the design was for that character and how adorable it was. It was great.
I just love the idea of that's the thing. I'm still thinking about the person who's listening to this that's still confused. Like, what do you mean human lamb hybrid? What do you can't just drop that and then not say anything else?
Oh, yeah, and I'm not gonna say anything else. Fuck you. About the plot anyways, you can discover for yourselves. There's actually only, like, 5, I think, credited cast members in this entire movie, so it's very small. Like, the first, I wanna say, like, half an hour of the movie, there's almost no dialogue. There was maybe, like, 2 lines of spoken dialogue.
Ooh,
Very
that's hot.
slow start, very deliberate, and that was actually really good. I actually think the start of the movie is very strong, and then kinda gets a little bit weaker as it goes, but Yeah, I don't know. Overall, I definitely enjoyed my time with it. I see at least a movie like this. I come out of it feeling a bit more lukewarm on it, but like it's an independent movie. I can appreciate giving my money to something like that rather than fucking Venom. Let there be carnage. So I can appreciate that at least.
You see, I've dropped $40 on like the last 3 movies that I went to go watch because Dolby Atmos or bust. So I'm so sorry, Lamb. You probably deserve this money so you can get some fly ass jackets, but I also want to give Edgar Wright more money. So I'm
Yeah,
sorry, Lamb. Whenever you pop up on Hulu, I'm gonna be really pissed because I'm like, wow, why isn't it fucking Amazon Prime? So it's double the bit rate that it's streaming at. But whenever you get there, I'll watch you and then I'll probably enjoy you. But also at the end of the day, yeah, I enjoyed Waves, and I think Waves I watched through. No, wait, no, I watched Waves through Prime. Never mind. The segueing, go watch Waves. Waves is a really good fucking movie. Okay, going back to Lamb though. Continue. Anything else about this cute ass little human hybrid lamb that wears some sick ass jackets?
honestly, there's more I want to say, but again, it's spoiler territory, and at the very least, you need to see it. So we'll revisit this one day, I think. But if you're at all curious, definitely check it out because it's a movie you should see. And I don't know if you need to see it in theaters, but it's one you should check out and kind of just judge your own opinion on this because it's a really well made movie and there's some cool stuff. Lambs, I think it's banging. Definitely check it out. Go 7 out of 10.
All right, Lamb. I'm gonna give it a Oh, okay. I'm gonna give it a drip meme out of 10.
A what?
The drip meme.
Which one? Which meme is that?
Okay, sorry. Let me lick my lips. Maybe the P isn't coming out when I say that. The drip meme.
A drip. I hear you. What drip?
No, no, no. The meme where you just start.
Oh, the
Yeah.
stupid Radic meme. Yeah, okay. I got you. Yeah.
No, no. Don't give it to him. Okay. The drip meme is funny without him. Okay. It's like
I I wonder if someone has
It's
actually made that for the lamb because they absolutely need to. 100%.
oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. So like they need to have drip lamb.
Yeah. That needs to be a thing. Somebody needs to make that immediately because that is totally the case.
Of course, the fucking classic drip meme where Gordon Ramsay is like in kitchen nightmares and he's like,
Yeah.
the freshest thing in this kitchen is that pigeon. And the pigeon is in like in a drip meme. He was like, thank you, chef.
I love it. So
Fucking
good.
legendary. We can't give that to Radic, okay? We only give him shit.
And not on my list is the copious rewatches of Kitchen Nightmares I've been doing recently on YouTube.
Okay,
Great show.
explain to me for a second the rewatches. Like, are you just doing clips? Like, do you just let the autoplay take you where it does, or
No, so the whoever fucking has the password for the Kitchen Nightmares YouTube account has just been uploading all of the episodes. I have no idea, but they literally have, and like people in the comment are like, "Thanks for uploading these." He's like, "I got you, fam." Like it's literally some fucking intern guy who's probably just they forgot that he has this password. He's just uploading full ass episodes. It's great. I love it.
Oh, have you ever seen whenever there is like a new person who's running a Twitter page for like a brand and they just don't give a fuck,
Yeah.
obviously, on their first day? Like,
Yep.
that's what that feels like.
Yeah, no, and I love it. It's been great. So no, I just found the full episode and I just like, oh, let's watch this one. Let's watch this one. I've seen them all like 100 times at this point. It's just something to put on before I fall asleep. Good comfort food. I got a little bit tired of DSP, so I needed a break.
Fucking legendary. I love this, and I hate that that sounds like a really good idea. That like just whenever my wife isn't looking, I'm gonna grab her phone and I'm gonna subscribe her to Kitchen Nightmares. So she just watch.
Have it start showing up in the fucking recommended videos.
Like, I don't know where that came from. Whoops.
Good shit.
Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and just go to Bond and just wrap that
Yes.
up, shall we?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
finish a Bond.
All right. No Time to Die. No Time to Die is good. How do you feel about No Time to Die?
I don't know. I think it'd be really good. You know what would be really good though is if there was a special episode where people talked about No Time to Die.
Wow, I'm a fucking idiot. I should have done that. Oh, wait a second. I did. God. There you go, people. There's a special episode. If you didn't see it, God help you. Well, no, that's supposed to sound like it's good. So I'm gonna roll that back, and I'm just gonna say, if you didn't hear about it, well, I'm sorry. Now you did. No Time to Die. We have more thoughts there. Go there.
Yeah, it's very good though. So good movie. Very good.
All right. You know what isn't a good movie?
What's that?
Spectre.
Oh no, Spectre is not a good movie. Not
Spectre
one bit.
fucking sucks.
It's
Oh
so
my
boring.
god.
Ugh.
Why is it so boring? You want to know what's
Ah.
the only touchstone I have with this movie that actually is like something where like, okay, you know what? That's actually good. well, okay, two things, but for exaggeration's sake, let's just say it's one. There's this scene where they're doing a car chase in Italy, and they have this nice ass wide shot that shows everything, and the cars chasing each other. It's like, that's really good. And then it immediately follows it up with like just really boring driving of them. Like they look like they're following speeding laws, and it's like, why are you doing this? Why is this so boring? Why is Spectre the way it is? And ugh.
Yeah. You know what it is about Spectre for me? It's
Mhm.
just boring, man. Like you have such a good cast. You've got Sam Mendes coming back. Like this should be a slam dunk. You've got fucking Christoph Waltz who fucking plays a villain in his sleep and was
Mhm.
fucking made for this role, quite frankly, in James Bond. Basically played like a role like that in a Tarantino movie. And then you kind of produce this. It's not like it is bad, but it's not like offensively horrible. It's just fucking boring.
I think it is though, but that's because I'm a person that if I'm
Oh,
bored, I'm like, this is more
uh,
offensive than if you were actively bad.
yeah, and that's fair. I get it because, man, like it just especially coming off of Skyfall, which is anything but boring, and is probably my favorite Bond movie ever.
I
I,
think
I
I
don't know
agree.
how you go from that to this. It's again with the same director, the same cast. Like it boggles my mind.
You
Boggles.
want to know what's the only thing I want to give credit to and just be like, that's why it's bad? I just want to say that it's just Roger Deakins and he's the one who saved everything in the movie. And then he left, and then like Sam Mendes was like so depressed, and he's like, yeah, whatever, fuck it, just make them brothers. Who cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, spoilers. Look, Spectre fucking sucks. Okay, they made the mistake that Austin Powers in Goldmember did. Okay, and made Bond and the villain brothers. Fucking moronic.
I'm going to give everyone a hint that listens to this podcast. So, all six of you, listen up. If we
Seven.
both say a movie sucks, seven, excuse me. If we both say a movie sucks, just assume within the next 20 seconds we're going to spoil something because we don't give a fuck. All right? Just assume that and assume the entire segment is spoilers. You're welcome.
Ah, shit! They said it sucks. Run, run, run.
There's so many wasted performances here, though. Like Dave Batista has fucking turned out to be such a good actor. He's done so many good roles since this, and he's just nothing in this. Christoph Waltz.
I'm gonna
Oh,
I'm gonna roll it back there for a second. Batista is actually good in this movie. He doesn't say a word. He's completely physical, but the problem is that they do nothing with him.
yeah, that's fair. His performance isn't bad. Christoph Waltz's performance isn't bad in this movie.
Mm.
Daniel Craig's performance isn't bad in this movie.
No, I can't go
Oh,
there. Daniel
really?
Craig is sleepwalking throughout
You
this entire
think?
movie.
I didn't think he was
He
that bad.
Okay, no, that's the thing. He doesn't look like he's trying at all. Like there's almost no charm in this movie. It doesn't feel like every single thing in this movie reminds me of that interview that he did where he said he'd rather slit his wrist than do another Bond movie. Like just something about that man in this movie, he just seems so tired of it all. And that's why whenever I watch that movie, just following him, it's like you want to be here as much as I do, like the scene where he's getting blinded, or but not really. We're gonna have to fucking talk about that shit. But like the moment that he's just sitting there and he's fucking with Blofeld, compare that next to the scene from Casino Royale where he's giving Lashif so much shit. Like just compare those. Put those right next to each other, and you can tell that in one, Daniel Craig is like, shit, I had to make a name for myself, and the other one is, I've already made my name. Can I get the fuck out of here, man? Like there's a catering table right next to me. I don't want to sit here longer than I have to.
It's interesting. Yeah, I don't remember. It's been a couple years since I've seen it. I don't remember
Don't.
hating him that much in the movie, but it's so fucking boring. Like maybe I just fucking slept walk through his sleepwalk for performance. I don't know. Maybe.
Like, I mean, even Leia Sado is a good actress, and just seeing her here, just there's no chemistry between them at all. They also had this stupid moment where Bond has told her, hey, yeah, I killed your dad. And then she's like, oh no, I'm terrified of you. The movie just keeps going. And then, like, an hour later, Blofeld shows a clip of Bond not killing her dad killing himself, and then Leia Sado looks at Bond like, you killed my father. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? what was this supposed to mean? Was this supposed to mean that she's shocked that he didn't try to stop him from killing himself? Like, they even have audio in the clip of them talking. Bond doesn't say, "Hey, you should kill yourself," or anything like that. It's so stupid, and oh my god, it annoys me so much.
Yeah, this movie's a failure on so many different fronts, and I know we've had like some debates on which is worse, fucking Quantum of Solace or Spectre, and I actually totally understand why you think Spectre is worse because if you think like with your rationale, and I understand it, where if a movie is boring, that's the ultimate sin that you can
Yes,
commit for wasting my time. I would think this is the worst one too because it is just truly boring. I don't fall asleep in movie theaters, but God, was I close when I was watching this movie. I remember that because there was just nothing going on that was entertaining me. And it was such a waste. You're finally bringing Blofeld in. You're making him a big
Feld
part.
again.
Blofeld, fuck, every time. Thank you. You're finally bringing Blofeld in. You're making him a big part of this movie. This is his moment. It's fucking Christoph Waltz doing it. And this is how you do it? Unforgivable.
I don't understand how look. Okay, we have Javier Bardem, who, of course, was a couple of years removed from No Country for Old Men, but still, come on. When you think Javier Bardem, you think of No Country for Old Men. And then you throw him in a Bond movie and the man just excels. You look at Christoph Waltz and you look at his performance in Inglorious Bastards, and then you throw him in a Bond movie, and this is what happens?
Hmm.
I, for the life of me, cannot understand this. And I swear that I just keep telling myself I need to read in and see, like, was there production issues? Like, what caused this? Honestly, my working theory, of course, this is based off of nothing, but Spectre was out of Bond's Spectre was out of the Broccoli's hands, the producers of all of Bond movies,
Yeah.
out of their hands for like 2 or 3 decades. I wouldn't be shocked if somehow they already had a script and then they got the rights back and were like, hell shit, we got Spectre, go ahead and use Spectre. And for some reason that that fucked it up. I have no idea. Like, that has so many logical leaps of like, well, if the script was already was the script going to give Bond a brother before? What would be there from before that would show that what this movie was before Spectre? I don't know. But like, that's literally the only thing I could imagine that would have been so monumental to derail what would seem like you already have the same cast from Skyfall. So I don't understand what's going on that caused this.
I don't know either, man. I'd love to know. Like a documentary or something behind the scenes would be great because it's
Well, not
again
even. That's the thing. This movie isn't interesting enough to be like an island of a
no,
Dr. Moreau type or anything like that. That's the most depressing part, that they will never have like a full on thing to explain it.
no, it's true. I like I said, the most shocking thing to me is you literally got the same director back too. Like you think this would just have been a slam fucking dunk from how good Skyfall was, but I mean, this continued the long line tradition of Kino Bond movie, shit Bond movie, Kino Bond movie, shit Bond movie. So at least we finished it off with the Kino one.
Yeah, at least. So, Spectre. I'm going to go ahead and give Spectre a cuckoo out of 10.
Ugh, probably a 5 out of 10.
That's actually like 1 point higher than I would have gone for it.
Yeah, it's close. It's teetering on 4.5, but
Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about something much happier. Motherfucking Skyfall. Let the sky fall. I've been watching most of these movies in the bedroom because I've been just streaming them on the in the bedroom TV. My wife's been watching them, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna keep you comfy for these. This is fine. But I told her we're getting to Skyfall, okay? We're throwing this in the theater room. There's no other way that we're gonna watch this movie. And just every single time that I get started with this movie, I just get so excited. And then Bond just gets shot in the opening, and I'm just like, ah, yes, give me the Adele Skyfall. Just hit me so hard with it. And when they do, I'm
mm,
just so happy every single time it happens. I love the entire meta narrative of this movie. You know what? Just assume spoilers for this one. This is a good movie, so just assume that I'm going to have to talk spoilers throughout this. Dorian, anything for you, Skyfall opening things?
I mean, what else is there to say? I said earlier this is my favorite Bond movie, I think, and I think I stand by that. I understand people's position that it's not really a true Bond film, and I do agree with that. but that doesn't make it
Mm,
any less amazing, in my
mm,
opinion. It's still absolutely fantastic. You've got Daniel Craig at the top of his game here at Bond. Again, you said it earlier. You throw Javier Bardem, who's a couple years removed from No Country for Old Men, which is one of my favorite fucking villain performances in a movie, and then he comes and knocks it out of the fucking park in this movie. And then Adele. I mean, there's just so much good stuff about this movie.
Now, Skyfall, the thing is that I would contend this is the most okay, whenever people are talking about, "Oh, deconstructionism is dumb and all that. Oh, gritty reboots are dumb." I love that Bond in Casino Royale and Skyfall has proven, "No, but you can do it right." Casino Royale is the gritty reboot that everyone points to. It's like, "Okay, well, yeah, but that one's good." And deconstructionism is Skyfall. Skyfall is all about deconstructing James Bond as a character, and not only as a character, but as a film series in the history of cinema. And I fucking love it for that reason because it is interrogating what space does Bond have in cinema nowadays. And the movie just goes, what if we just show you some cool shit and just show you more of this character? And they went, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. That's going to be good. Not only that, then Bond himself has to prove that he is useful in this new world. And so the fact that you have the actual meta narrative and the actual narrative of the movie working in the same direction just means to me that this is the most James Bond movie ever, because James Bond to me has always been a person who is, you throw him in any situation. Okay, you know what? No, I don't even need to explain this. Bond to me is always going to be that person who, in the beginning of Skyfall, he has the little crane, right? He grabs it onto the back of the train. He walks down, he lands, and then fixes his cuff. You know that he was struggling to get over onto the train, but he still fixes his cuff afterwards because he always had to let you know, nah, but that was easy, like this, that was just no effort. And that's to me what Bond is. Skyfall is that moment of like him fixing his cuff. All of the struggle to actually get over to the train is the production of the movie, but the whole movie of Skyfall is just fixing that little cuff link. It's just him showing like, yeah, this is low effort to show you that we are still relevant and this is still as good as it can be.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point, and I don't disagree with anything you said. I think people look at it at a lot more basic
Surface level.
level. So that it's just surface level, and they're like, "Oh, well, this is a lot more serious than we're used to with our Bond. There's not a lot of quips going on here.
We had fucking Casino Royale, like
I don't know what I think about this." And I think, like, again, I get it, and that's why I do think whenever they go to the next Bond, which we talk about in our special episode, they probably should dial it back a bit. And you shouldn't try to replicate this. You should try to do
yes.
something new. I mean, I'm fine with that. Go for a little change, but Skyfall is perfect in the Daniel Craig sense of movies. It's more Bond than Bond could be. I can understand why, you know, purists don't quite think so.
That's the thing. I want to punch Pierce in the
Oh,
face because
I
this
do
is
too.
such a celebration of Bond.
I
Like
agree.
the
I agree.
entire scene in the casino of them just walking around, and you've got the whole suaveness. You've got him beating up people while Komodo dragons are circling them. That is so Bond that I don't understand how you can say that, oh, that's not Bond. You have that right there. You
Hmm.
have Bond so smugly saying, Q Branch built this up, it's called a radio. Like, that's such a well delivered line. And we already have Casino Royale to let you know that things are going to be a little bit grittier. So, like, Skyfall doesn't feel like it's so out of line. It just feels like it's in line.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think for the most part, like it's a small minority of people that think this. I mean, this movie did over $1 billion at the fucking box office. Like, it was massive, massive. So this is still, I think, the best grossing Bond movie ever. So
Uh,
it's a
yeah, I
sign.
think that is accurate. Which I'm pretty sure is why they're like, oh, yeah, you know what? Can we come back for Spectre? Can we just get
Well,
everyone back together?
yeah, Spectre. I think. I mean, it was Spectre was still a huge success. I think. Let me see. I think it was like 800 million. Yeah,
Yeah,
800.
but
Oh, actually, almost 900 million. So Spectre was still quite a big success as well.
that makes me
Lot bigger
sad.
budget. Lot bigger budget though. And I mean, I guarantee you. Like, I know for instance, I went and saw Spectre. I didn't even need to see half a fucking second of a trailer. I was like, well, fucking same director, fucking Skyfall. I'm in. I did not need anything else to see this movie.
Dude, speaking of which, I just feel like I have to mention it because it's something that is going to be forever stuck in my brain. just watching that scene where they're in, I think, Korea or Shanghai. I don't remember. Maybe I'm getting Shanghai mixed up, or maybe Bond just keeps going to Shanghai. I don't know. But wherever he goes into that Asian country and all of the neon there just looks so much like Blade Runner 2049. Like d- I just die every single time I get to that scene, and that just slow push up of the two shadowed figures fighting with the neon behind them, and the only thing that lights them up is the muzzle flash of the gun. I'm just like, every single time, I'm just like, this is. I know that a lot of times I say jokingly, like, this is cinema. Like, whenever I say that for like just something that obviously isn't, that's cinema though. That is so fucking hot that I'm just like, how did you think to be able to make this? How did you think the choreography is gonna go here? We're going to find a building that is completely glass front. We're gonna have neon behind it, and we're just gonna have this continuous shot. Like it's a minute, but whatever. Considering that most action scenes have like 100 cuts in like 2 seconds, the fact that it's just a slow push up on two shadowed figures fighting, I can't explain how much I fucking love it. Every single time I see it, I just get so excited. I love it so much. Oh, I hope that at least my emotion. I'm getting really emotional about just that scene because I fucking love it. God damn it. I lost words now.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Ed. I agree though. I know exactly the scene you're talking about. It's gorgeous. I've actually been looking for a 4K cut of this recently, so hopefully I can get one soon for a decent price because I want to rewatch.
Don't worry, man, dude. That entire scene in 4K on an OLED is fucking insane. Like, I'm telling you right now, the muzzle flash and you get to see their faces as they're fighting. It is just something I'm like, Roger Deakins, you are a fucking legend, and you are so good as a cinematographer that I feel like I have to go and watch every single one of your movies, because even if it's like a complete dog shit movie, you are going to give me such a visual treat that that will be enough for me to be like, yeah, that was still worth it though.
Yeah, he's very good. I love when him and Sam Mendes pair together, which they've done quite frequently. I mean, 1917, obviously, which you love. I don't like it nearly as much. I think it's a good movie though. Obviously, Skyfall. I don't actually know if he did Jarhead with
Yes, they did.
Deakins.
They did.
I see, and I really like Jarhead. I think that's an underrated movie. So there's a lot of good stuff in their filmography.
Now, I watched Jarhead when I was young, so, like, I keep thinking that's one I'm gonna have to go back to because I know I definitely wasn't old enough to understand
Yeah,
what was
actually,
going on.
really, and I'm the biggest homer in the world for anything Jake Gyllenhaal's in.
Yeah,
So I'm
you
not
are.
exactly the best source for that, but that is, I think it's a really good movie.
God, I just oh my god. I hate that I'm talking about this and, like, getting emotional by the cinematography because now I'm thinking, "Fuck, there's nothing I wanna do more right now than to watch 1917," because, oh my god. Oh,
I guess
I
that's
feel
your
like
plans
nine
after the podcast.
No, I can't. I can't do it. Like, you don't know how badly I just really wanna watch 1917 right now. Like, oh my god, there's some shots in that I'm just like, "You can screenshot this, and this is a poster." I fucking love that. Ugh, god damn it. I gotta stop. I'm getting too emotional about literally just cinematography. I really am a fucking snob. I fucking love Skyfall. Oh, hold on. I just realized what it is. The whole scene at the end where they blow up the chapel and it's Dorian, that's why you need to get that shit in 4K, okay? Because on Blu-ray, you can tell that it was kind of breaking apart. Like you can start telling some of the banding. In 4K, it is perfectly black. It is
Oh,
perfectly black. The fire is just emitting this beautiful glow across everything.
there,
Honestly, like it's
yeah.
insane.
It's funny. There's a movie I'll talk about in a bit when we get there, but it was actually a fire scene in a 4K as well that made me was like, oh fuck. Something about like if you get the kind of the black sky with some fire going,
Yeah.
oh, that can look crisp in 4K if it's done right. Looks really
Oh
good.
my god. That entire scene at the end, and they have this sick wide shot of Bond falling into the ice. I'm just like, oh my god. Ah, I fucking love this movie so much. I really do. And then now I'm segueing the whole there's another flame scene that emits in 1917 that honestly is something that is another thing that just from pure cinematography just gets me this emotional and just oh, god damn it. Oh, I love Skyfall so much. I love this movie. I love the narrative of it. I love how gorgeously shot it is. I the only thing I can give is that it just feels like, oh yes, this was obviously 2012 where you needed to have every villain getting caught, and then there's like, oh, they wanted to get caught.
Yeah, that was a big thing back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, seriously, that really was a fucking trend, and I'm glad it's dead now. I'm glad it's dead.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was fun at first, but
Mm,
oh ho,
yeah,
this was my plan all along. Ha ha, jackass.
I hate that you say that because I just imagine the Joker saying that. He wants to get caught, jackass.
I mean, that's something actually the Joker would do. So accurate.
Yeah, he really did. Okay, so I mean, sorry, he really would. Yeah, so Skyfall. I fucking love this movie. This is actually, honestly, I'm fucking up because I don't think this is in my favorite movies of all time. So I need to toss it in somewhere.
Yeah, that's fair. Like I said, this is my favorite Bond movie. I have to rewatch, but yeah, it's probably somewhere in my like top 20, somewhere like that. Like it's a great movie. It's good. It's very very good.
All right, I am throwing Skyfall underneath Before Sunset, but above Collateral, and throwing it over Collateral feels like it hurts a little bit, but it feels right. I just don't think I can throw it over Before Sunset though.
That's fair.
All right. Skyfall. I'm going to give it a Roger Deakins is a god. And if you can appreciate his cinematography, give up on film out of 10.
Probably if we're scoring Mr. Skyfall, it's probably like an 8.5 out of 10. Fantastic stuff.
You know what? That's okay with me. I hate you. That should have been a 12, but I also don't like, scores. So.
Scores, yeah. So
Oh, wait, hold on. There's one thing I do want to talk about because I only learned this recently. Did you know that the person at the end on the groundskeeper was supposed to be someone else?
yeah, wasn't supposed to be Sean Connery.
Yeah, I had no idea. I learned
Yeah,
that only recently.
yeah, I heard that, and that would have been really cool. But Sean's a dickhead.
Uh,
Don't
that's
blame him though.
fine. Yeah, whatever. Like you were Bond for years ago. If you didn't want to come back, okay. Now the question is, do you think it would have been an actual cameo, or do you think they would have actually figured out a way to kind of continuity it?
Yeah, I think it would have been a cameo, but I think they would have left it cheeky enough that maybe. But I think it would have been ultimately a cameo.
But do you think it'd be cheeky in the way? Okay, by the way, no spoilers. Do you
Mhm.
think it'd be a cheeky way, like in No Time to Die, where they're like, well, since they're not actually blood brothers, or do you think that it would be more like, we're throwing this out there, we're joking, but if you want to take it serious, maybe we can follow up on that. Wink, 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 wink.
I think more the former because if you do the latter, that's just opening up such a big fucking can of worms.
True. I mean,
You could do it, but it's a can of worms, man.
I love the idea that all the James Bond come from there, and like you have you have like Sean Connery as like a 16-year-old looking over like an 8-year-old Roger Moore. It's like you're gonna be James Bond now.
Yeah, that's true.
George Lazenby, you kind of failed most of your tests, but like you got to be Bond for a little bit. So
Yeah, it's more than most people get. Props for that.
okay, Skyfall. Yeah, we already gave our scores on that, so I guess it's your turn now.
All right. Let's talk about The Thing.
Go for it.
So, this is John Carpenter's classic from 1982, starring Kurt Russell, Wilford Brimley, Keith David. I mean, I can go on. There's a really good cast here.
Wait, Keith David's in it?
Keith David is in it.
Holy fuck! I need to watch this.
He plays. Oh, you've never seen this?
No,
Oh
okay, so here's
man!
the
Oh
thing.
man! Oh
John Okay,
man!
look. Hold on. Let's take a small timeout. Let's go ahead and look up John Carpenter. And the thing is, John Carpenter okay, I'm going to say it and then explain. John Carpenter is kind of a miss for me. Just most of the movies that I've seen for him, they just don't connect to me at all. I feel like I can look at them and be like, yeah, these are fun. They're not for me though. I watched Escape from New York. I watched Big Trouble in Little China. I watched They Live. I Yeah, those are the main ones that I watched. And that's enough for me to be like every time I watch them it's like Yeah, I could imagine someone liking this. That someone isn't me. So the thing just kind of falls into there where it's like, I've watched all your other movies and they just haven't really done anything for me. But you tell me Keith David is in it? I want to hear Keith David. I think I should watch it.
I think you should too. Let me tell you why. Let's go on a little trip of my own
Yes.
here. A
Yes.
little
I'll
preface
take
of
me
my
on a
own here.
trip.
So I hate this movie, or I used to hate this
There you
movie.
go. Yeah.
So here's
Clickbait.
what's interesting. All right, so young Dorian wasn't exactly. I mean, had the best taste. Now it's arguable whether old Dorian does either, but it's definitely an
At
improvement.
least older one accepted the thing.
Yes, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. I actually wasn't a big fan of it when I was younger. I thought it was boring. I was like, "Where's the scares? There's no scares in this movie." But the scares are just where you don't expect them. And this is very psychological. This is very tension based, and it kind of builds up to a couple of big scenes. Now that I know you don't know this, I got to be a bit more careful and tiptoe around some things here, but that's okay. Because yeah, definitely you should watch this. But when I was alluding to earlier, so I actually got this movie on 4K literally because the Blu-ray looked or the Steelbook, excuse me, looked so fucking cool.
Oh, it really is.
It was like, that's a really cool Steelbook and it's $20. So I'm gonna give this another shot. Worst case scenario, I don't like it, I'll sell it or give it to somebody as a present. Because I know my dad's a huge fan, but he ain't getting it anymore because I really like the movie now.
Whoops.
Whoops. But oh my god, what a gorgeous fucking 4K transfer this movie is. And again, there's this one
Yes.
scene where it's late at the night and the fire, they light this fire and there's fire all in the air. It's black at night and it looks so pristine on the OLED in 4K.
Oh,
Now that is cinema. Just
you're s-
beautiful shots.
you're selling me on this shit, man. Fire
Um,
and just darkness.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, if for no other reason, like this 4K is actually beautifully done. Like I would, it's oh I cannot get over the transfer, but it was gorgeous. But yeah, honestly, the second time watching this, it just made me realize I was probably too young the first time I tried to watch this. I just wanted to hate on it. Now that being said, a lot of people like had this as their best horror movie of all time, their favorite horror movie of all time. I'm not gonna go that far. I think it's very good. I don't think it's like in my top 5 horror movies personally, but it's very good. And I was definitely wrong. There's a lot to appreciate here, from the cast to just the directing performance, the score in this movie. I'm going to sell you on a little bit more right now. The score in this fucking movie is perfect. There's some
ooh,
very iconic
ooh.
fucking music in this movie that's done so well. And there's just something creepy for me personally about the Antarctica. I don't know what it is, but being in these giant snow blizzards, all alone in the middle of the night, there's just something about that kind of irks me the wrong way.
Because
That
there's
kind of
no
makes me,
society.
yeah, no society, you're by yourself. As nice as that sounds, and something shows up, it ain't so good anymore.
Yeah, but
But
once you have the thing pop up, it's like,
yeah,
well, you know what? I think I could use a little society right now.
just a tiny bit of
Just,
society.
just a
Yeah,
smidge, just a
it's,
crumb.
yeah, no socializing, but society's okay.
Just someone
Um,
around for
yeah,
me to be able to outrun.
yeah, tell them to fuck off. Exactly. But yeah, so honestly, really enjoyed my time with it. Let me just double check my notes here and see what else I'm missing. Um, I was able to write this wrong, which is great. And there's a real kind of, again, without spoiler. Do you know anything about this movie, like the basic plot point or anything?
I know Kurt Russell. I know that there's a flamethrower. I know that the thing itself is like just a Marvel mastery of I guess puppetry would be the
Yes.
proper term, but I also want to say like special effects in general. I know the Antarctic, and I know that the thing has a certain power that I don't know if it's something that is explained to that early on, but I know the conceit of what the thing can do.
Okay. Yeah, there's a real big, and again, keeping it as vague as he can, this movie has a very whodunit type of feel to it, and I appreciate that as well, because I really appreciate like stuff like Clue, where you're kind of okay, what's going on here? Why is this person doing this? And it really helps build the tension in this, especially in a movie that is a horror movie, because you really don't know like who you can trust and where things are going. So yeah, they did a really. This movie's really great. I'm glad I gave it another shot. Gorgeous steelbook. Like I love the steelbook. It's awesome. So I'm really glad I gave this movie another chance.
You kind of just sold it to me on the idea of oh my god. His name. His name.
Oh, Keith David.
Thank you. You sold me on it with Keith David, and just I love the idea of Keith David just being in the Antarctic to be like, "Oh, what's going on here? I don't know. Kurt Russell, do you have the flamethrower? We can probably set him on fire right now. Shepard."
Oh,
I-
Keith
no, no.
David's a main character in it too. Like you're gonna love him. He's great in this movie.
Yes.
Like he's
Oh,
Keith David is fantastic in this movie. So I think you'll be very happy.
oh yes, I just love Keith David speaking. So the fact that he's in this movie, I don't think I've actually seen a movie with him at all. Like literally, my only touchstones are Arbiter and Commander Shepard, and I guess no, sorry, not Commander Shepard. That's the thing. I know that he's
Captain
always saying
Anderson.
Shepard. Thank you, thank you. About to lose my fucking gamer cred. Uh,
Good.
Actually, you're right. Yeah, fuck gamers. uh, and Modern Warfare 2. Like, so that I literally only know him from his voice acting gigs in video games. So whenever I heard, oh yeah, he is still an actor, but like, go with me here. Oh, he used to be an actor. It's like, oh yes, fuck yeah, I want to see Keith David acting.
Yeah, I don't blame you. He's great in this movie. By the way, as a side note, because we were just making that whole gaming joke, uh, for people that are listening to this every week, which God bless your soul if you are, but you'll
I'm so sorry.
notice that I usually have a lot more games than movies, especially last week. I think I had one movie on it. So definitely a shift in this week. I've been in more of a cinema mood, been watching a lot more movies. So I don't know if that's going to be a full-time shift, but I've definitely been in the mood to watch more movies. So
Fuck
got a
yeah,
little
we're
bit more
going more
balance.
passive than Pixels.
Yeah, for sure. For a little bit, anyways, because there's a couple too. I know that you're actually sending me soon that I want to watch like right away. So
Oh man, I can't wait to talk about Ad Astra, and I can't wait to rewatch it.
yes,
Oh
Ad
man.
Astra is definitely going to be. That'll actually be the first one because I know you want to talk about it, but there's no way I'm going to be able to hold off on an Inglorious Bastards rewatch.
Oh, of
So
course, of
there's a
course.
couple in there that are going to happen for sure.
Oh my god, we're swimming in so much good shit right now. You see, this is why I can't deal with anything boring. Like, there's always so
Yeah,
much something good where I'm like, you need to make it memorable at least.
yeah. At least make it bad if it's going to be bad.
Exactly. Oh, which reminds me. So I watched a YouTube video of Your Movie Sucks about Neil Breen,
Oh
and I was
God.
watching it with my wife, and she's
Oh,
like, "What is this gold that you're showing me?" And I
oh,
was like, you're into this?" She's like, "Yes." Now here's the thing: my wife, me, her sister, and her husband, that was the group that I chose to watch The Room with. So we are now bonded for life. So now if I ever want to watch something terrible like that, they are the people that I'm going to call. We are now fated together. So
oh.
Neil Breen at some point will be brought into this circle now.
Fateful findings. That's all I'm going to say.
No, no,
Fateful
no. We're
findings.
starting with Double Down.
Oh, you're going to start at the beginning. Okay.
Yes. No, no, no.
Fair.
We're going to get through this.
Hey, that's fair enough. But I'm telling you, when you get to Fateful Findings, man, it's going to change your fucking life.
I feel like that video already did change my life. I
Oh
think I'm
my
just
god.
I started the long process.
I love how I just googled Fateful Findings, and you know how it's usually got that like watch now on YouTube or whatever like link, like you can rent it or something. It's
Mhm.
usually like $3, $4. This movie's $16. No rental option for you. You're just fucking
What a
buying Neil Breen.
legend!
Just fucking love the man. God bless Neil Breen.
Hold on. Okay, I gotta see this. I gotta see this. Let me see. Is Double Down the same thing? Let's see. Double Down. No, where's Double
Oh,
Down?
there's no
No.
rental for Double Down. Just Fateful Findings, unfortunately.
Oh no. Okay, hold on. What's the what? Okay, what
Oh,
was his
Twisted
next
Pair is
one?
$15. You can get Twisted Pair for $15.
Twisted. Okay, Twisted Pair. Wait, no, no, but Twisted Pair is the newest one, isn't it?
Yes. So okay, I just googled them all. His
Oh,
only
I am
his
here
few.
now. There we go.
Yeah, I'm here now. You can't, or at least not for me in Canada. Maybe you can, but I
Okay,
can't.
I'm here now. No. Okay, you know what? Um, Neil Breen. I know you're listening to this, obviously. I'm sorry. I'm going to pirate Double Down, and I'm here now. I am sorry. I apologize, and I hope you can forgive me. I was thinking that I was going to have to pirate the rest of them. However, the fact that I see that you were bold enough to have these for $12 or $13, I somehow respect that more than if it were a dollar or two. So I will pay you money for the
Uh,
fact that you decided to leave it at 12 or $13 like if you were literally fucking Disney.
but
Total respect to you.
by the
Total
time
respect.
by the time you get to Fateful Findings, I think you'll be fine with paying it, honestly. The man has some amazing value in his content.
Okay, now here's the thing. This is something that I did, right? It was a while back. There's a movie called Heel Kick. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay. So the only reason that I knew about it was because of a certain company. We're gonna, it's the prequel to Last Stand Media. I don't
Gotcha.
feel like I don't want to say that name.
Alright, alright.
Um, so I'll say the name of the person because we're not going to get into it, but at least they gave me a lot of entertainment time that I don't want to talk that much shit. Greg Miller was one of the producers for this and helped get funding for this movie. And Heel Kick, I think he's in it for like at the beginning for like 10 seconds. Honestly, that's fine. Whatever. But Heel Kick is actually hilarious because it's a mockumentary about, funny thing is, Canadians trying to get into wrestling. And it's actually really fucking funny. However, me, I like my physical copies. I wanted to support the movie, but I also hate DRM, at least for movies like that. So what I did is that I bought it through iTunes and then I used an old version and I took off the DRM and I just saved it on my hard drive. Cause like, well, I don't want any reason for Apple to be like, well, I guess for some reason the licensing on Heel Kick is done. We're going to take it away from you. Does it happen 0.001% of the time, but that's still high enough for me to go, no. If I could buy it on iTunes and do the exact same thing, I probably will.
Oh, sorry, I've just been projectile vomiting for the last few minutes. I heard a name I didn't like. Anyways, that sounds interesting, though. I did hear the other stuff of that, and it sounds like an interesting little movie.
But yes, Heel Kick is good. Neil Breen, I can't wait to get to this eventually. Like I feel like it has to be soon. Like I want to try and see if I can get this knocked out before the end of the year.
And God, I'm so sorry, John Carpenter. We're talking about the thing now. Like, and we went into Neil Breen. Like, Jesus Christ. So I'm going to give a score now for the thing and wrap that segment up and back around. And we're going to give that an 8 out of 10 as a fantastic movie.
John Carpenter, I know you're listening to this. You're definitely getting up in age. So I am so sorry that you had your hearing aid for this. I didn't want you to do that. I'm sorry. I'll watch your movie. I respect your talent, even if I know it's not for me. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 7 out of 10.
Very nice.
Okay, now going on to this, I want to talk about Saw. Now, I watched Saw yesterday. I watched Saw 2 and 3 hours ago. Now, Saw 1, I paid attention to most of it. Saw 2, I've seen Saw 2 so much that I was just on my phone for most of it. Like, I feel like I remember the beats for that one, and I did. I just really did. And then Saw 3, I've only watched it in theaters and then never again. So, I am actually shocked to say that these three movies are entertaining. The first one I feel like is the only one I can say is good. Saw 2 probably isn't a good movie, but it is still very entertaining. Saw 3 is probably not a good movie, but it is still really entertaining. And I feel like the most shocking thing about these movies, at least for actually no, I'd say all three, is the fact that on a macro level, the scripts are smart. Once you go into the micro level, it's like, wow, you needed a lot of people to just not speak to each other to for all of this to work. Like Saw 1, at the very least, doesn't have that problem because it's literally like two characters. And for the most part, those two characters don't trust each other. So it makes sense that they're not talking to each other. Saw 2, on the other hand, has so many times where a character could literally just go, hey, listen, I swear I'm not going to try and kill you. And then just proceed not to try to kill them. But instead, you have characters just constantly trying to fuck each other over. Which, I mean, to be fair enough, like if you wake up in a really shady place, I'm probably not going to trust anyone near me. Fine, fair point, but like there's still enough points where it's like forced errors here. I guess I'll go into small detail for Saw 2, but also like, come on, the movie's from 2004. I'm sorry. So there's a scene where like the big buff dude is like, "Oh man, I'm gonna look at everyone's neck so I can get a code to be able to get the antidote that I need." And he just looks at the code, and it's only one person that he kills in the process, and that's because he is shady as fuck. And it's honestly comedic that this man is so shady and he has no fucking idea of how to talk to someone, that no matter what he says, it's like, I'm terrified of you, and that's enough for me to not want to talk to you at all. So it just feels like it's all circumstantial for for this to work properly if the characters just don't speak to each other. And then Saw 3 is like monumentally on another level of that, where there are so many characters in that movie where it just feels like, man, I feel like if you just kind of said to each other what was going on, you might have had a better chance. But even then, I feel like it's weird because like sky view looking down, it's actually still impressive that the movies are what they are. Now, before I go into more detail, Dorian, where do you stand with the Saw movies? At least the first three, not the entire series.
For sure. So the first movie I really like, and it's funny, I have vivid memories of that movie specifically because I actually saw that in theaters. I remember with my mom, and I remember there
Hmm.
was a couple people in the theater with us and there was this one guy that was just scared so easily,
Oh
and
God.
anytime something remotely scary happened, he's like, "Oh shit, what's going on?" And like, I mean, he would scream it out loud. I still have vivid memories of this. So it made the movie probably funnier than it should have been for me. But I still remember, even aside that, enjoying this movie and thinking it was great. Mr. James Wan again,
Yes.
spinning a classic tale here.
Oh,
As for
fucking
two,
speaking of James Wan, by God, Saw 1 is like comedically low budget. Like,
oh yeah,
I always remember that the car chase scene in that movie was always weird. But then when I rewatched it this time, I'm like, oh man, you guys just had some cars in darkness, had a smoke machine going, and then gave your cameraman like a whole bunch of meth, and then just had him go crazy shaking the camera and making it look like there's motion going on. Like,
yeah.
it's incredible.
The budget was 1.2 million.
Pennies, fucking
Pennies,
pennies.
pennies. So yeah, amazing job by him, and a great movie that still holds up, and actually really kicked off kind of the whole Lionsgate horror movie thing, which they were known
Yeah.
for quite a bit while after this. So
Mhm.
really good movie. Saw 2 and Saw 3. So Saw 2 in particular, actually, I'm still pretty fond of. I think you're right. I don't think it's a great movie. I think it's fun though. It's
Oh,
enjoyable.
yes.
It's a great, it's a good sequel, and a good follow up, and definitely one that I would actually like to rewatch because it's been a while since I've seen it.
Mhm.
But definitely one that if I was doing like a marathon, I would continue to watch. 3 is where things start getting a little bit dicier for me, and it just gets a little bit ridiculous for me, and the plot
Mm,
and the formula starts getting a little bit tired for me. I still think it's not bad. Like, it's definitely better than some of the ones that come later in that series.
mm.
But yeah, it's enjoyable enough that like I would probably throw it on one more time to watch if I was doing like a trilogy marathon or something.
So, I guess more into details, spoilers, sorry, whatever. It's Saw. Like, I don't know how much you can really care about Saw spoilers. But like Saw 1, honestly, low budget, just incredibly impressive. I love that most of the movie just takes place in the interiors because that's probably cheaper than having to figure out lighting and all that in the actual real world. There's almost like no establishing shots in this movie at all. Like, it's honestly impressive to see, like, man, there are so many things that you can tell that this movie is so low budget, but at the same time, it achieves everything that it needs to, that I'm just impressed. I can honestly tell that it's definitely low budget because I don't know what camera they were using, because that was not a good camera at all. Like, I know that I was just watching it on Blu-ray. I honestly want to see what this movie looks like in 4K to see if there was like maybe some heavy upscaling that they did, because this movie just it's not looking good, like, actually technically. But that actually somehow works because the movie is so grimy in general that even if the fact that the camera itself doesn't look like it's that clear, kind of works. I wouldn't be shocked if somehow this was like one of the early digital cameras that people were using. Like, I don't really know. I feel like I should have looked that up. Honestly, I have a tab open on my phone that tells me that I think it said that their short film was shot on 16 millimeter, so maybe the movie was too. I don't know. but I can just tell it's not exactly shot in the best way. But yeah, I feel like the actual script itself is written very well. It is written progressively where it never feels like you're being cheated. It has a logical progression. I'm shocked at the flashbacks and how well they're integrated, because you would think that these two people just stuck in a bathroom for like an hour and 40 minutes would be kind of tiring, but the flashbacks work very well. Not only that, you want to know something, Dorian? If I tell you the name Lee Winnell, does that mean anything to you?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay, now Lee Winnell went on, and I think he went to go direct Upgrade and The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man.
Okay, I've never seen either of those movies.
Really?
No. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's still October. Either one of those are going to be good for you.
Okay.
Like, okay, so I forgot to mention this earlier because it would have gone in perfectly. Upgrade is the Venom movie you wanted.
Guy looks like Tom Hardy.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't seen me in the Last Stand Discord at all. I've been
Oh,
saying that
yeah,
the
no, I was
entire
joking.
time. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Fuck you.
No, he does though. And so
Uh,
props. I actually didn't know what you were talking about every time. I never heard of that movie, so this is the first time I've looked it up. But yeah, it looks interesting.
Dude,
I like
Upgrade.
Blumhouse stuff too. So
If you just watch a trailer, it kind of just tells you what you're getting with the movie. Upgrade is actually really good, and then The Invisible Man with girl from Mad Men and
yeah, okay,
Handmaid's Tale.
that one I actually have heard of, but I haven't seen it. If I remember correctly, this was coming out right around lockdown. Or
Correct.
like right before or something like that. And I remember them advertising the shit out of it. And then I think it was like right as it was happening or something like that. So that's why I remember this movie. But really it's pretty good. I've heard
Yeah,
it's
this
actually
is
good.
one of the first movies that got tossed into digital distribution almost like immediately.
Yeah, that's what it was. That makes sense.
Yeah, those two movies are actually way better than they should be. They are definitely punching above the weight that you would think those movies would have. The reason I mention this is because I had no idea that Lee Winnell wrote the screenplay for Saw. And not only that, Adam in the movie, that's Lee Winnell. I had no idea that Lee Winnell
Oh,
wrote the screenplay for Saw and he was Adam.
I did not know that either. That's actually wild.
Yeah, seriously, like, when I saw him, I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." I think it was, like, in the opening credits, I saw something where it was, like, screenplay by Lee Winnell. It's like, "Fuck, that name sounds familiar," and I looked it up, I was like, "Oh my god, it's you! You you were." It was really weird because, like, I Upgrade is one of those movies that's like, "Oh, man," that's, like, always in my back pocket of, "You've never seen this movie? Here you go." So, just seeing him here just overwhelmed me with joy. I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So, I think he also wrote the screenplay for Saw 2 and 3. So, I think this man just knows how to knock out a screenplay. Cause like,
Yeah, no shit. That sounds like a good. I actually just wrote upgrade to you in a message just to remind me later because actually that one looks interesting to me, so I definitely want to check that out.
oh, man. So, Upgrade for me is one of those movies that, like, if you could somehow separate acting categories between, like, I guess, full on emotions, whatever, just follow me here. And then the other category be like just purely physical acting. Logan Marshall Green is one of the greatest physical actors I have ever seen, and it was just from Upgrade. It's insane the way that this man can act in that movie. You're not going to get like a Daniel Day-Lewis or anything, but you're going to see
Yeah,
something that you're just like, this man has so much control over his body that this is honestly impressive, and I just kind of wish we had an award to kind of commemorate that.
best physical performance of the year.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe a fuck. No, I was about to say a Razzie. Maybe an MTV Movie Award.
There you go.
Best kiss.
Oh God, yeah, there you go. Fuck,
So,
that brings back memories. Jesus.
so Saw 3, on the other hand, this is the one that I changed my mind the most on because I remember walking out of Saw 3 and being like, oh, I guess that's the end. Okay, well, at least it's over. But of course, any horror movie that's low budget that makes enough money back, everyone
Oh
just keeps
yeah,
going, yeah, do it again. So,
do it again. We'll fucking do it again. Fucking hell.
Saw 4, you fuckers.
Paranormal Activity directly on Paramount Plus. You bitch.
You want to see another Conjuring?
Fucking
Annabelle?
hell. Yeah.
La Llorona?
Oh, fucking kill me. All right. Yeah.
S so Saw 3 is the one that I 180'd on the most. Watching it again, I think as a kid, I wouldn't be oh, by the way, yeah, I totally watched that one in theaters, thanks, brother. Uh, so Saw 3, I feel like I didn't like it because I was just like, "Ugh, this barely has any kills. Where's the kills? I'm focusing on Jigsaw. Oh, they're cutting open his brain. I don't care." Rewatching it now, I realize what the point of Saw 3 is, which, to be fair, the movie spells it out for you at the very end. So honestly, it was just me probably being a dumb kid, like having my arms crossed, like, this isn't what I wanted. So like finding out that like Saw 3 is all about Amanda, like this is all her game and how she had gotten introduced and then becomes Jigsaw, and then Jigsaw's like, yeah, you fucking suck at my job. We need to give you a test and see if you're going to be good. Oh, you fucked it up. Oh, you fucked it up. So Saw 3 was actually shocking to me because, like, on a macro level, again, the script is like, oh, this is actually still good. By the way, I feel like I still need to preface this. Saw 1 is probably the only good movie. Saw 2 and 3, I can't say are good movies, but I can definitely say that they have some good elements in them. And I think the scripts are probably the good element in them because it feels like the pieces that they put on the board are moved in good ways. The problem is like I don't think that any of them are good actors at all. Like there are some moments where Amanda is just like, yeah, I don't believe at all that somehow Jigsaw's a dad to you. And there's other moments where people are just speaking, and I'm like, I feel like you would probably be saying things worse than this in this situation. Or the only time that people act properly is whenever they're being tortured. Like that's it. And that's because all you have to do is just scream really loudly. So it feels weird because like I feel like I just have to compliment Saw 3 for being better than I thought it was. It's still not a good movie, but the pieces that are good there, I'm just like, oh, you know what? If you kind of keep just doing that, I might be happy with it. And okay, I guess spoilers for Saw 4 as well, because whoops, sorry. Saw 4 was the last one that I watched in theaters, and that was the one where I was like, man, that one was kind of bad. And then my brother thought, yeah, we're not doing that again.
Yeah.
So
Software is where I tapped out too.
so Saw 4, I now am going back into it. By the way, this is spoilers I mentioned. Now going back into it with the knowledge that Saw 4 happens in parallel to Saw 3, and the fact that I 180'd on Saw 3 when I didn't like it initially has me thinking, is Saw 4 going to also give me some of that too? I don't know if Lee Winnell did the screenplay for that one, but if he did, I'm almost wondering, did he if he did that, then I think I might end up actually liking the Saw movies more than oh, fuck, no, he didn't. Oh, no, okay, it's all downhill. Never mind.
Yeah.
Abandoned no, hold on, shit, no, okay. The immediately after Saw 3, he did Dead Silence and Doggy Heaven and Insidious. Okay, yeah, never mind. He is not never mind. Ignore abandon all shit. There's no way Saw 4 is gonna be salvaged. I'm going downhill from here. Fuck.
I just want to circle back to something you said briefly
Mm, mm,
about Miss Amanda and
mm,
Shawnee Smith, the actress.
mm, mm.
Shout out to her. She was like one of my first crushes when I was younger. Used to watch her on
Ooh,
Becker.
ooh,
Shout out to
ooh.
Shawnee Smith.
Look, I'm just gonna
You're not a
throw
very
it
good
out there.
actress, but still, shout out.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. Just something about looking into a woman's eyes and knowing that she can kill you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, Abby. All right. Well.
No, not that. No, no, no. Her birthday's one day after mine, Shawnee. Shawnee Smith. Good for you. But no, god damn it. I got distracted by that. Save it for the hate cast next year.
yes, yes, yes. We'll see.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, like oh my god, I feel like I now hate myself because I was giving so much hope to Saw 4.
Yeah, you're
But
fucked. That
yeah,
movie sucked.
now that oh dude, now that I see that Lee Winnell is out, I'm like, ooh, I don't know how I'm feeling about this one now.
Yeah, I mean, hope. I mean, I hope you do a 180 on it, but I definitely remember that movie sucking. Like 3, I think I was mid on. 4, I just remember being actively like, "This sucks. I'm not watching anymore." So
I
maybe I'll
just
have another
remember
experience.
being
But
bored.
yeah,
All right. Okay, so now I'm curious because the entire reason I even picked these movies back up, right, is that uh oh my god. Oh, Jimmy Champagne, PS Ready on YouTube. There you go. Because we need to be able to pimp out people that we like. Jimmy Champagne on PS Ready on YouTube. There you go. Done. I got my plug for the episode. He is very deep about horror movies, and he's the one I think during a Destiny session I was like, yeah man, the Saw movies are like $10 right now for all 8. He's like, yeah, fucking do it, fucking do it. And I was like, oh, you know what? I know that you're deep into horror, so I feel like I'm going to trust your opinion on this one. And the name that he always stuck around with was Darren Lynn Bousman, right? And Darren Lynn Bousman is the director of Saw 2, I think, all the way until like 6 or 7 or something like that. And you can think of him as kind of the brainchild for Saw like throughout the entire time. And then whenever he left at some point, it was like, oh no, we need to get you back to be able to right the ship. So uh, the fact that he's still on for, god damn it, I keep shooting myself in the foot. He only directed Saw 4 and he didn't come back until Spiral. Fuck. Oh, these movies are gonna get bad on me now. Why the fuck? This is twice now. Okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I want Saw is all downhill from here. Okay.
Is that your score out of 10?
Yeah, you know what? My score for Saul is going to be there's no reason I should have had any hope at all because it seems that
Oh.
everyone left ship after Saw 4. God
Ye-
damn it.
yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna.
god.
Okay, I haven't seen anything past 4, so I might be wrong. But general consensus on those movies is that they're all pretty atrocious. Good luck.
Here's the thing though. I'm partially thinking that if they're like really bad, like funny bad,
Yeah.
I think I can get through it.
Yeah, but if it's just boring, good luck.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm scared of. Okay, who the fuck is David Hackle? Okay, he directed Saw 5. Okay, who directed Saw 6? No. Okay. I didn't realize that URLs were cap lock. Who the fuck is Kevin Gewert?
Oh, Kevin Gewert.
Oh, my favorite, of course. Saw the final chapter. Remember when they named it the final chapter?
Oh yeah.
Oh, whoops. For some reason, I somehow spelled Sam the final chapter. Saw 3D, also known as Saw the final chapter. Kevin Gewert again. Who are you people? Okay, you know what? Oh, he also directed Paranormal Activity 2. Wait, no, he didn't. He got forced off of Paranormal Activity 2 so he can go work on Saw. Okay,
Yeah,
you know
well,
what?
that
It's
makes
all
sense because
downhill.
Paranormal Activity 2 wasn't bad, so I was going to say that would be weird, but that was like the last one that was like okay to me before that series went to shit. So
Wait, hold on. This man was the editor for Saw 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and then they toss him into director's seat. What
God,
the fuck is this series?
they had no one else. They're like, "You're up, Gewert. Go get him, Tiger."
God damn it. I hate that now I think he's like a Pokemon. He's like, Gewert, Gewert.
We don't know that
God.
he isn't.
Oh, fuck. Gewert, so what were your choices when making Saw 6? Gewert, Gewert, Gewert.
Wait,
Ah. Ah. Okay. So what can we see in the next week? Gewert. Oh. This movie's gonna fucking suck. Okay, yeah, I'm really worried now. This is so bad. You guys saw in real time me being brought back down to earth. This is gonna be really bad.
I can't wait.
Oh my god. Okay, you know what? At least I have Saw 3. At least.
You got the first 3 movies, so it's something.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so yeah, yeah, continue from here. I think that's it for my movies.
Oh, wait, I got a score. Oh, you gave your score. I didn't give my score.
Oh,
It's gonna
yeah.
get a Gewert out of 10. Okay. This is my last movie. You said you're done your movies, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done.
Right.
After this, I only have Prey and Resident Evil, so
I have a lot of games, but there are like 4 that I can blast through, so we're good.
you
Okay.
blast through them.
Yeah, so my last movie is 12 Monkeys. I do want to talk a little bit about this because, oh my God, this movie is great. So, 12 Monkeys, directed by Terry Gilliam. First of all, have you seen this?
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. I look, Dorian. It's so weird. Okay, I have so many Kino bona fides, and then there are some huge gaps in my knowledge.
Oh, this is disappointing because, okay, again, I will have to skirt around here, but that's fine. I will still talk a little bit about this, so not as much as I thought, but that's fine. 12 Monkeys, fantastic movie. So this is by Terry Gilliam. Yes, the Monty Python guy. He made this fucking great movie. It stars fucking Bruce Willis, Brad Pitt, fucking, oh my God, that's a who's a cast. And not only does this movie star Brad Pitt, I'm going to say something a little bit controversial. This might be one of Brad Pitt's best roles. And I know how that sounds, but he is
Mm,
so fucking good in this movie. So fucking good.
I don't think that's that controversial because, like, Brad Pitt has been in a shitload of good movies, yes, but I feel like Brad Pitt is one of those actors who's like, you can have obviously bad choices there. Like, no one's gonna choose Mr. and Mrs. Smith as like his
Yeah,
best performance,
for
but
sure.
like, I feel like you can have two, like, let's just say that two people had two different top five lists of Brad Pitt. They could probably have no movies in common, and both of them would be just as valid.
Yeah, that's fair. That's actually a good point. So
Mm,
he's very good in this movie, though. Little plot synopsis about this because I don't think that hurts the movie as much. Basically, it's in the future, takes place well in the future, and everything's been devastated by this disease, and they basically
huh,
need
sounds
to.
familiar.
Yeah, right. No shit. Bruce Willis is stuck in prison for doing some heinous shit because he's a bad guy, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to like reduce your sentence? Tell you what, we're gonna send you back to the past because we figured out how. Help us fix this shit so we can live normally in the future." And that's kind of the premise of the movie. So it's a big time travel movie, a lot of fun little stuff that gets played with that. But the performances in this movie are so great for this type of movie. Like you wouldn't expect it because it's kind of at times the movie's goofy. Like it's not as serious as you would imagine. And it's goofy, but you still get these like rock solid, really good performances out of everyone in the movie. There's a lot of stuff in here that's just fascinating from the story to the directions they take it. Again, I'm not going to go into spoilers,
Mm,
but yeah, like I love this movie. I think this is probably like my second favorite time travel movie ever. Like it's
mm.
just that good. They do and the rules they establish for the time travel, I really like them and they stick to them. There's no bullshit with them. And yeah, it's just I mean, without saying anything or trying to spoil it, the movie's really heartbreaking, and they do a good job with everything else. It's my kind of shit. This is just a fucking masterpiece. Great movie.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a Terry Gilliam out of 10, and then just preface this with I'm gonna pull up his filmography. And I honestly think Monty Python and the Holy Grail might be literally the only movie that he's directed that I've seen. And I'm gonna scroll through and yeah, that is true. Okay.
Yeah, here's the thing about Mr. Terry Gilliam. He's got a sneaky little list of good shit. So obviously Monty Python and the Holy Grail I think is incredible. It's one of my favorite comedies of all time.
Of course.
But then Meaning of Life's really good too. Another Monty Python movie.
Life of
Brazil
Brian.
Brazil is Life of Brian. Brazil is great. Like
Oh, by the
Brazil is
way,
actually
Brazil is a Criterion Collection
yes,
Blu-ray that is just
deserved.
sitting in my collection waiting for the right day.
Deserved. Very good. The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, another great movie. 12
Really?
Monkeys. Yes, I really like that movie too. 12 Monkeys, awesome. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, I'm surprised you've never seen.
Okay, wait, hold on. Now remind me, is that Nicolas Cage or am I just getting that mixed up?
It's Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro.
Okay, yeah, you see, that's the thing. Johnny Depp is in that bucket of actors where it's like, I had a bias against you for no reason, and I feel like I need to reevaluate him the same way that I did Tom Cruise. Which, by the way, yeah, I had fucking huge beef with Tom Cruise, where I was just like, it's only Collateral. And then I watched Top Gun, I was like, except Top Gun. And then I watched Mission Impossible, like, except Mission Impossible. And then every single move is like, okay, you want maybe I just need to let this shit go. Johnny Depp is on that list where it's like, I need to reevaluate you and not be ready to shoot you because I think right now it's like, I don't like him, except Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah,
Pirates of the Caribbean too.
I don't actually disagree with you. I'm not a big Johnny Depp fan either. This is probably my favorite role of his. Like he's really good in this movie. This is probably the only movie I would. I don't even like Pirates of the Caribbean that much, so I think this is the only movie I would advocate for him. But it's wild to me because like it's actually not that popular. Like not a lot of people like it. So I don't know if this is just one of my crazy takes or what. But I always remember loving this movie, and I think it's great. But I think 12 Monkeys is his best, like in terms of non-comedy stuff, because there's goofiness in this, but it's a lot more serious. In terms of non-comedy stuff, this is my favorite movie of his, even better than Brazil or anything like this. I really love this movie.
Okay, you know what? I think I remember him in Once Upon a Time in Mexico. The thing is that like I just really okay. So, do you know about Once Upon a Time in Mexico or no?
It's a good movie.
Okay, so here's the thing. I had HBO in like 2003 or 2004, and they had this movie, and I was like, well, yeah, sure, why not? I don't know what the fuck's going on, but let's just watch this. And I had no fucking idea that that was the end of a trilogy, so I just remember watching that so many fucking times on HBO, HBO2, and just going, "I don't know what's going on, but stuff is going, so I'm just gonna keep watching this." So and the only reason I bring that up is because Johnny Depp was in it, and every single time that I remember Johnny Depp was in that movie, I'm like, "Oh, I actually forgot that. I forgot that you were in there."
Yeah, I forgot he was in it too, honestly. But yeah, no, he that I actually don't mind that movie. I think it's a pretty good movie.
I'm
So not
looking
12,
through this
no
list.
12 Monkeys though, but
I'm looking through this list of Johnny Depp movies, and even then, this man has definitely enough movies where I know I'm probably gonna change my mind on it. It's just that I really, really fucking hate Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Like, I
oh yeah,
really hate that
that's
movie.
terrible. That was a terrible movie. Terrible movie.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Exactly.
no, the fact that you haven't seen really any Terry Gilliam, that's good, man. Just do like a Brazil, the 12 Monkeys, Fear and Loathing, like trilogy sometime, and it'll be good. That's all you really need.
Here's what I'm thinking though. Like, okay, so this year was a success. I was able to get through all the Bond movies. Well, okay,
Yes.
it's not a success, yes. I still have two movies. I still have Octopussy and A View to Kill, right?
Right.
Oh, sorry, A View to a Kill. I fucking hate that title. Uh, it's definitely been a success. I just need one more day, sit those down, and then I'm done.
Right.
Part of me is almost thinking, since I did create that letterbox account and I have my watch list just looking absolutely terrible. I stopped at 94 because like I was like, you know what? I'll come back because 95. I know after 95 it's gonna be fucking insane. So far, I have like a watch list of like 286, and I
Yeah.
know 95 and above. Like I'm probably gonna hit triple that, right?
Hmm.
So I stopped there. I'm almost wondering next year, do I even want to have a New Year's resolution or do I just want to go? I want to knock this list down. I swear to God, if I tell myself a number, I'm going to fucking ruin it for myself and just be like, oh, fuck, I need to watch something. I think I just want to say, like, if I can cut it down a third or
Yeah.
like half, even then, I don't want to put a number on it because that's going to be too much. But like, I feel like that would be my best excuse to just go through and look through directors' filmographies and just be like, yeah, I'm going to follow you through the decades, or even just treat myself like if I were being sat down and I was like, okay, I need to show myself the history of film as quickly as I can. How can I do this? And I could imagine myself going like, okay, I'm going to go to the 70s. I'm just going to pick three movies from there, crosses off the list, and then maybe next time I jump into the 90s. So I wouldn't be shocked if at some point Terry Gilliam does get knocked out because it doesn't look like he's done that many movies. So theoretically, I could knock him out in that rule set that I've set for myself next year. Well, if I do that.
Yeah, I think you'd enjoy some of his work. He's if nothing else, his movies feel very different, and I think that's cool because there's nothing traditional about his movies. There's nothing bland about them. Like you won't be bored during his movies. I highly doubt that. You might not like them, but I don't think you'll be bored.
No, trust me. I very much just appreciate different now. So if Terry Gilliam, I just always had a feeling that Terry Gilliam was weird because at least with everyone that I've heard talk about Brazil in general,
Oh,
I'm just
Brazil,
like, wait,
weird fucking
you're
movie.
telling me that the Monty Python dude
Yes.
made all this Kino? So that right off the bat was like, oh, well, yeah, okay, we'll see how that goes whenever I get to it.
Yeah, he's a weird fucking dude. But yeah. All right. I'll give my score now. I think I'm good with 12 Monkeys. So 12 Monkeys for me is an 8 out of 10. Fantastic movie. Like I said, my second favorite time travel movie I think ever. Unless I'm forgetting something, but it's phenomenal.
Terry Gilliam out of 10.
There we go. Yeah, you gave your score already, right?
Mhm,
All right.
exactly.
So we got games now. You have two left, right?
I literally just have 2 games. I
Okay.
assume fuck it. Do you just wanna run through them? Because
Well,
like,
let me
it
let me let me run because I've got two. Hold on, how many do I have? I have three I kind of want to talk about, and then four I can just like lightning round. So should I just lightning round those four?
yes.
Okay, so let me lightning round these four. I'm gonna be quick. So, Life is Strange: True Colors. Talked about it last week. I played the DLC for it. The DLC was very cozy. It was sweet. It was nice. It was more Life is Strange. Ed, I'm sorry. I know your soul's evaporating from your body right now, but I really enjoyed it. Don't
Done.
worry, I'll make you feel better in a minute. It was just based off of one of the characters in the game. It's kind of a throwback to the first game. It's very like you would absolutely hate this. Like this would be the worst thing you could ever play if you ever touch this DLC because it's so fucking hipster. But I enjoyed it. So
Okay, look, sometimes I do enjoy the hipster, but the fact that it's Life is Strange means, wow, you guys are really bastardizing me making myself feel special.
yeah, no shit. So that's all I got to say. It's DLC. I'm not going to rate it. No,
Okay.
I'm not rating DLC out of 10.
Okay, fine.
I guess I just did.
I'm gonna Whatever. Move on. I don't even want to give it a score. Continue.
Right, fantastic. All right, Rain on Your Parade. This game is so indie, I couldn't even find a Wikipedia page for it. You know
No
what? I'm
fucking
not gonna
way.
lie. This game was actually pretty fun. It reminds me of Goose Game a little bit. You get to go around and rain on people and get to be an asshole. I'm like, hey, I'm an asshole. This works out perfect. There's some pretty good movie parodies in this. That was the best part of this game. I wish there was more, but they literally had the budget like probably half of Saw. Like there was nothing there. It was made by a team called Unbound Creations. There's probably one guy there. His name is Jakob Kazalski. Jakob, you made a pretty decent game here. It's better than I expected. 6.5 out of 10.
The Rain on Your Parade. Once I realized that it was an Xbox exclusive, I realized I don't fucking care now.
Yeah, I don't know how I played it still.
Well, yeah. Oh, sorry. It's a PC exclusive. There we go.
Yeah, I
Okay,
sorry.
that means I can play it now.
I streamed it from PC. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. So, okay, hold on. I'm watching the clip. That's actually fucking hilarious. It's just an angry cloud. Okay, that's awesome. Okay,
Oh yeah, like,
eventually.
it was fun. Like I honestly don't have much more to say because it's just a fun game. You play it for 2 hours, you're done. You move on with your life.
Call me when it's on Switch. I'll yell ho it, see if I want to try it, and then if I like it, I'll play it on PS4.
Yeah, if you like Goose Game, you'll probably like it, honestly. So
I didn't like Goose Game.
okay, yeah. So moving on. Psychonauts 2. I've literally played half an hour of Psychonauts 2, so I'm gonna have a lot more to say in the future. I absolutely love it so far. In half an hour of gameplay, there's been like 25 minutes of cutscenes. I'm over the moon about it. But
Ah!
I still, I still need to play more. So really fun so far. Great production value. Seems like a huge step up from the first game, but I'm so early into it. I can't say more than that, unfortunately, yet.
All the happiness that I had talking about Roger Deakins' cinematography has just left my body.
Out of 10. Good job. All right. And the last lightning round, Far Cry 6. Oh god, get ready. Here comes Ed fucking boasting. I gave up on this game. I played 2 hours of this game.
Woo! The happiness is back.
Told you it was coming. I played 2 hours of this game. I don't know if I wasn't in the mood for it or what, but man, oh man, this was not hitting right. This was so different from Far Cry 5. They took all the things out of Far Cry 5 I liked. They went back to more of the Far Cry 4 style of gameplay. You've got this weird gun system where you have to have certain weapons or certain bullets in there to hit certain enemies' weaknesses. All the enemies have fucking health bars. A headshot doesn't instantly kill enemies. It's so anti-Far Cry. It doesn't feel right to me. The environment's very pretty and beautiful, and it does look like a traditional Far Cry game. But I don't know, man. That's why I liked 5 so much. It felt like a bit of a change up, and this feels like you're going right back to the old fastball.
I'm just going to say it shouldn't be that different. It's Far Cry out of 10.
Yeah. Giancarlo Espo, I love you. Esposito, excuse me. Whatever, how the fuck I ever say your name. I love you.
You said it right.
Perfect. I love you. I might come back to this game one day more to torture Ed than anything else, but yeah, I don't know. Not for now. Out of
Resident
10.
Evil 6 is coming, you fucking bastard.
All right, that's the end of my lightning round. So the last 3 games I actually want to talk about. So should I do one more then? Because I know you got
Yes.
2. Or okay. So let's talk about Lost Judgment first. So I finished Lost Judgment. I talked about it a lot last week. Here's the thing about this game. So I think the ending was a lot stronger than I was expecting. But by the ending, I mean like the last couple of chapters. It took a long time for me to finally connect with this game. So overall, I definitely did enjoy my time with it. I think a lot of the issues I still said like last week or last episode hold up for me. Like there's just some weird stuff about this game that's disappointing. Like I was more interested in the side story for the school lines, but then the mini games for that are like stupid hard and like difficult. Actually, it just becomes a bitch to try to progress on them, so I had to quit out of that. So that was disappointing to me. The soundtrack is really good in this game. It sounds fantastic. It's banging. There's lots of really good music in it, especially there's some fights near the end where it's like, oh man, this is good. I actually YouTube the tracks for them, so that was a plus at least. I mean, I was gonna say this was my most disappointing game of the year for a while, but Far Cry 6 surpassed that because I'm out of that game. So at least it's not that anymore. And I actually still think this game is very good. Like I'm still gonna give it a decent score at the end here. It's just not up to the same quality of the other Yakuza and even the other Judgment game from RGG Studios normally makes. So that was disappointing to me. And, I'm a bit worried now because the creator, like 2 of the big creators behind the series are gone now. They both took Chinese money and they're gone. So I don't know what the future is for this series. Obviously, I think Sega's going to try keep it going because they make so much money with this series and it's such a popular series. I know they're working on a sequel to Yakuza Like a Dragon, so I guess we'll see what the quality is of that with now them gone, and we'll go from there. But if this is like the last Judgment game, there's issues too because like they don't want it on PC. I think I talked about that a couple weeks ago, so this might be the last one because of that too. If this is the last one, kind of a shame to go out on this now.
I have nothing to add because it's Yakuza. I just have yeah.
Yeah,
Continue.
yeah, it's a bit of a blind spot for you.
It's very.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, like that's really yeah, like nothing else changed that much for me. Like I said, the ending was really strong. Like I do think they did a good job with that. It's just like okay, I guess I'll go into minor spoilers here. So I mean, if you're sensitive to spoilers, just don't listen to this.
Mm,
Three,
mm.
2, 1. Oh my god, I can't. Fuck, I fucked it up again. Never mind. Okay, I'll get it right eventually. I think the whole storyline, though, about like the whole thing is just about how bullying is bad, and like you need to be careful for bullying, or else, there's gonna be a psychopath that ends up like taking the law into his own hands. And like, yeah, that's cool, but like, I mean, that's not really the spirit of Judgment. Like, Judgment was all like about a cool murder mystery and like trying to uncover the pieces of the dead bodies and who's doing this. Well, this was just about like it was obvious who was doing this all along, and it's like people killing themselves because they're being bullied, and you're just trying to figure out who's the ringleader of the bullies. I don't know. This story just didn't connect with me, so it's unfortunate. The gameplay is still really great, looked beautiful. Like I said, the last two chapters kind of carried it, so it's still gonna get a 7 out of 10 for me. It's banging, great quality game. It's just didn't hit as hard as the other ones.
I still have nothing. I'm sorry. I can't pull anything. You know me and Yakuza. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
just
mean,
realized, yeah, I don't get this.
yeah, fair. All right, go ahead.
Wait, oh, hold on. No, there's at least one thing I can think about when it comes to the bullying. I know you think maybe it's just that it's way too niche to Japan itself because doesn't Japan have a suicide problem or
I think they do. So that absolutely could be part of it. I mean, like everyone's bullied in school here, like it happens, right? And it
Hmm,
sucks, but like it just I don't know, it just didn't hit home with me quite as hard. And I get it. Like I appreciate them trying to tackle a more taboo subject, I guess, especially in Japan. But yeah, maybe that's it. It just didn't resonate with me.
hmm, okay. All right. Well, yeah, okay. I guess moving on then.
Yeah.
All right. Pray. All right, let's recount this. Let's go ahead and I don't even feel like I need to talk about Prey. I feel like I already got most of my thoughts of which is I don't find the hook at all. I just don't see why I should have kept playing, and I just kept trying to play. Once I got to the Guts system, which is this outside segment where you can leave the space station and then come back into it. And you know what? We're just gonna do this as story time now. I messaged into the Discord and I went, "The walking in space, is this supposed to be cool?" And then you were the first one who replied yes, and I went, "Okay, I'm done with this game." I took out the disc and then I don't remember what I did first. I think I just threw it outside and then I just kept throwing it. I
Well,
threw it on the
you got to
driveway.
tell
Oh,
the
go
best
for it.
part of the story though. You threw the disc and it somehow bounced up and landed directly back on your ledge, which
The
was
best part
fantastic.
is that that ledge is actually where the theater room is. So I threw the disc and then the disc landed trying to go back into the theater room.
So great.
And here's the thing, to kind of punish the disk for trying to return, I put my hand down on the disk. The data side is on the brick, and I just really had my hand heavy and scraped it across the brick. And then I took it off and then I threw it into the dirt. I grabbed it from the dirt. I threw it in my driveway and then I threw it in the middle of the street. And then I did that like two more times until I threw it back into the house. Well, onto the driveway, then walked into the house. And then when I got into the house, I gave it one more throw. And then I put it in the PS5 and this game still refused to fucking die. It was still installing. And now, you know what's funny is that if it would have kept installing, I would have probably played like another hour or two because it's like this disc does not fucking die. Right? But then my wife gets home and I was like, "Oh, by the way, oh, so here's the thing. I'm walking into the house and then like 3 minutes later I hear the garage opening. And it's like, "Oh, she just got home." And I'm telling her about this. I'm like, "Yeah, you just got here 3 minutes after I did all this." Like I showed her the video clips and she's like, "God, I wish you were a little bit later or I had gotten here sooner so I could just see you walking around in the street throwing a disc around." And then she's like, "By the way, you were just throwing this disc around. You want to run it over?" And I went, "Why, yes, I do want to run it over." So then that was the last video that we recorded. She told me like, "Okay, cool. I'll record you. You run over the disc." And so there's like 50 seconds of me trying to get the car with the tire over the disc. I did get it twice, but it wasn't until the second time that the disc actually had a crack where you heard it. Now, the funny thing is, I checked the disc. All I see are the scratch marks that I did whenever I dug it into the cinder block. So I still have no idea where the crack is on that disc. All I know is I heard it. But this time, it was dead. It stopped installing at 8 gigs. I am free. I am free. Lordy Lord, am I free? I don't understand Prey. I don't understand if maybe if it had a better frame rate, I'd enjoy it. I don't understand what the appeal is. I'm keep in mind, nothing I've said is about the quality of the game. It is just me not understanding this game. I don't get it. I don't want to get it. Arcane, I swear to God, if I don't like Deathloop, you're just done. You're done. I don't care about anything else you do, and it's a good thing Microsoft bought you.
I really like Prey. I mean, I don't have much more to say
No,
than
I
that.
know, I know, I know, I know.
I think
I
we
know, but
talked.
it doesn't stop it from being funny.
No, I know. I think we talked about it like the last time we talked about it. Like, I
Yeah.
think this is a fantastic game. It just didn't hit for you, and I mean that's fine. It sounds like you're saying it's not you, it's me situation, but it's kind of you, and
But
that's fine.
but
So
also I don't understand that well, yes, it is. It's like it is me because other people like this, but also why can't you do anything for me?
yeah, that's wild, man. I figured this would be a pretty safe bet for you too, especially being a Deus Ex fan and a fan of those kind of immersive
Exactly.
sims. But
That's what
yeah.
makes me want to try it because it's like I like BioShock, I like Deus Ex. Why can't you be something I like?
I don't know. I again this so I played this game in Halloween, my month of spoops. I think last year, or the year before. So I was pretty late to it too. And as time has gone on, I've only grown more appreciation for it. Like I think it's a pretty special game, and it's one of my favorites from Arcane, especially because I've never liked the Dishonored games. So this was kind of the one that hit for me.
And Dishonored 1 is the only game of theirs I like.
Yeah, see, I didn't like Dishonored one. To be fair, I didn't try Dishonored two, but I don't think I would like it if I didn't like Dishonored one. So
I did. I tried Dishonored 2, and even though it's almost the exact same game as
and you didn't
Dishonored
like it.
1, I don't like it. I why does Arcane do this? This is 2 games in a row that I'm like, I should like this, but I don't. And I think that's what makes me angry about them more than anything else.
Yeah, I think if there's betting odds, I'm gonna bet against you liking Death Loop. That's
That's probably gonna happen.
my early prediction.
No, I know what's gonna happen. I know it is. It's just that I need it confirmed, okay? I need to know the corpse is there. I don't want to be in this limbo of like, but are you dead to me? Are you not? Ugh.
That's fair. I can't blame you for that at all.
Prey is I ran it over at a 10.
8 out of 10.
Oh, wait, hold on. I completely forgot. The disc is just still sitting there in front of my couches, like in the
God,
living room.
God
Sorry,
bless that
the theater
disc.
room.
Let it
Like
sit there forever.
so you ever do this where you kill a bug and then you just leave the corpse there as a warning to the others?
Yeah, I do that sometimes. I don't know. It feels like it works, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah, so I feel like Prey is there to remind anything in the collection this could be you.
It's so stupid. I love it.
Okay, so yeah, that's Prey. Continue.
Yeah, so I got 2 games left. Both games I fucking adored. So let's start with Undertale. Again, I've talked about Undertale once or twice before. This is the Toby Fox made game, independent game. So I finally, basically what happened was I said, fuck Far Cry 6. I'm out. I'm not going to do this.
Legend.
Started a little bit of, Psychonauts 2. But I was like, okay, let's play some more Undertale because I'm actually enjoying this and we should get it done. And oh my god, this game is so fucking good. There is not like this is probably now my favorite independent game of all time. And I know it's a cliche, it's gonna be a cliche choice. I don't give a fuck. This game's actually really fucking great. And what makes it so great is how the game manages to keep itself fresh through it's not a long game. Like I want to say it took me 6 or 7 hours to beat. And now you could definitely play it again because I basically decided not to kill anyone. And if you kill everyone, I guess the story is like totally different. So I kind of want to go back and try it someday with just killing everyone. And the best song in the fucking game is actually not even in if you just save everyone. You have to play the kill everyone to get that song. So I definitely feel like I gotta try it again at some point.
So
But
I've had years and years of people yelling, "Oh, the right way to play it is the pacifist and then the genocide run." And honestly, I'm probably going to do that because this is a game where it's like, you know what? I feel like this is probably going to end up being up my alley, so I want to give it the best chance it has.
yeah, that's fair. And to be honest with you, like I didn't know that was a thing, but I'm the type of person that if I don't have to kill anything, I don't want to kill anything in a game. I actually like
Same.
that style of play. Like I think that's fun to do. And the only time
That's why we're Metal Gear
yeah,
fans.
exactly, right? And, like, if shit goes south real quick, I'm probably gonna reload the save before I'm gonna kill someone. Like, that's just the
Mhm.
way I am. But, yeah, so that was just no-brainer for me. I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna do a pacifist run," which is actually, in a lot of ways, harder because you have to guess a lot of things. I used a guide a
Yep.
couple of times because fuck, some of them were, like, obscure as shit. But, yeah, man, like, just the way the direction this game goes until the very end of the game, it's such an actual, it's actually touching the story, like, from a little fucking game like this with like a budget of like a bag of gum and like a couple of straws. It's so well done and well made, this story. Mr. Toby Fox did everything. He did the music in this, he did the voices in this, he made the game, he programmed it. Like that is just such an incredible talent to be able to do all of that your fucking self in a full-fledged RPG. Like God bless this man. This totally put Deltarune on my map. I'm not gonna check it out, I think, yet because it's in chapters, and I hate that bullshit. So I think once the entire game's out, I'll definitely take a look at that. But this game exceeded my expectations in every possible way. I'm not like I mean, I famously sit on here one day that I don't like indie games. It's a me problem. But this game broke that. It's very fucking
I have nothing to add because I know I just want to get there eventually, and fucking Final Fantasy IV is just a roadblock.
good. Almost there.
That
One day.
not really.
One day. One day.
Exactly.
So
So yeah,
I'll wrap it
Undertale.
up. Yeah, wrap it up. Really great game. I'm torn on this one. I think I'm sticking with an 8 out of 10 for now, but it could be bumped up. If you have any sort of fan of like JRPGs, just weird games with unique what do you call it, mechanics,
Yeah.
and just a story that's like actually really well made with just banging music, definitely check this game out.
I'm gonna give it a. I just want to get there already. Out of 10.
Beautiful. What's next?
All right. Okay, shall we go to Resident Evil 8?
Sure.
Okay, Resident Evil 8. The game is a higher quality than how much I like it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just by the fact that I've played all the other Resident Evil games. I don't know if it's compounded by the fact that Resident Evil 7 VR is just in VR, so of course, like that's going to be better. But Resident Evil 8, I was just like, yeah, this is a good video game. This really isn't doing that much for me to be like, "Ah, man, this is finally clicking with me." So, here's the thing, I didn't mention this, I think it was, like, a week or 2 ago that I had gotten the deal where someone was selling a sealed copy of Ghost of Tsushima on PS5 along with a year of PlayStation Plus for $50. I booted up Ghost of Tsushima, I put in my save, I transferred it over, and then I booted in, and I was like, "You know what? I'll just play for a little bit. I'm gonna go fuck around and just fight things." And then like an hour and a half passed. And I was like, oh fuck. Oh no. Okay. I gotta stop. This is not in the cards right now to play Ghost of Tsushima again. So I played that and I immediately got sucked in. Resident Evil 8 didn't have that. Every single time I played it, I was just like, yeah, I can tell this is good, but this just isn't hitting any buttons right now. I think it's the fact that it kind of leans a little bit more into action, which I know you'd be like, "Well, you love Resident Evil. What about that?" Well, I mean, sorry, Resident Evil 4, but like the thing is that Resident Evil 4 I feel like Resident Evil 4 always had accuracy. It had, like had you landlocked so you didn't have a problem aiming. Resident Evil 8 having the exact same aiming as 7 always felt weird to me because like 7 doesn't feel like it's really meant for shooting. It just feels like, oh fuck, this is terrifying. But like Resident Evil 8 doesn't feel like it has the chops to be as action oriented as it is. It isn't really until the end that you have a machine gun that it's like, well, accuracy doesn't matter, so who cares? But even then, the movement acceleration on the aiming is so high that you still can't shake, oh yeah, but this isn't supposed to be an action game. I don't really think that's a complaint. I think that's just more of an observation because like that's the intention. Like it's not like, oh, this is broken. Now I don't like this. It's just something that's there where I'm just like, I feel like this is getting in my way. Uh,
Did you
go
finish it?
on.
Did you
Yeah, I
finish it?
did. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Um, sorry, did you have anything else to say?
No, I was gonna toss it to you.
Okay, so I'll interject then. And actually, it's funny. I don't disagree with you at all in anything you're saying, and it's even weirder for the fact that I feel like almost you should like this game more, and I should like this game less.
No, because there's so many cutscenes.
Well, okay, there are a lot of cutscenes, but action Resident Evil isn't my thing. Like I'm pretty against a lot of actiony shit in Resident Evil. So I think what it is for me is the first three sections of the game. So you got Big Mama and her daughter vampires. Then you've got
Vampire.
fucking fetus baby and her fucking weird owner.
Mhm.
And then you've got the fucking swamp monster.
Uh,
Those first three sections of the game, I really fucking enjoyed. I found them creepy, especially the second part. There was a lot of tense situations for me that felt like horror. There was definitely more action in there. You got tons of bullets. You shot a lot of things, but there was still enough that I felt, okay, this still feels like Resident Evil to me, even with some of this shit. It definitely feels like a lot more like 4 in a lot of like what it's trying to do for me. But I don't mind that so much here because I think at least they've nailed the tone, which was my problem with Resident Evil 4.
mm.
After the swamp part is when the game kind of falls apart a little bit for me, but not enough to deter my enjoyment. That last part in the factory, man, I hated that part. Like that's my least
Yeah.
favorite part in the game. Like I just wanted to get through there as quick as possible. And then you have that horrid boss fight, and I know you get the best line in the game out of it. You go ahead.
Gold.
You go ahead if you want.
Gold. Legendary.
It's
Holy shit. The game almost convinced me I loved it more than what was actually there.
it's a great fucking line. I'll give him that. But
I almost fucking died.
other than that line, I could give a shit less about Heisenberg in that game, to be honest with you. Like, I really didn't like his character at all.
Hold on.
So,
Should we just give spoilers now? Like, just in general,
oh
so we
yeah,
can.
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You're right. Spoilers.
Okay. No. So nothing we've said is dangerous yet. So,
Yeah,
3, 2, 1. The spoiler is that Ethan dies at the end, and he has a daughter, and the daughter's probably got magic powers, and she's probably gonna be the protagonist of the next one. You see, there you go. That's how you do it. You just immediately
thank you,
punch him in the face.
thank you.
Okay, so yeah, that as soon as I got in the little machine mech, I was like, "Why are we doing this?
Yeah, oh,
Why?
I was the same
Why?"
way.
Like I was thinking, okay, fine. You know what? You're doing the trope where we're gonna change the mechanics at the last moment for a boss fight. Fine. And then the game kept going. And
Yeah,
then they throw you as Chris. And I was like, just end the game. Just
yeah.
end it.
I didn't mind the Chris part. I thought that was cool.
The problem is that like I was like you already set this up to kind of end with Ethan. Like I felt like I got the ending and then when it popped back up with Chris I was like Chris, you're fun. Yes. But I feel like the game's already over.
Well, you still have to have the big fight with Mother Miranda at the very, very end.
Yeah, I know. I know. Oh yeah, I forgot. Which by the way, fucking comedic that like Ethan's face was just completely not revealed at all.
Well, until the very, very, very end.
Wait,
But
no.
well, modders were able to see. You know, at the very end, he's walking towards the car, right?
Oh, what? Oh, okay, yeah, I did. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
At the
didn't know
very,
that that was a confirmation.
yeah. There, no, wow. I mean, okay. There's no confirmation, but I mean, maybe Capcom was just stupid and lazy and reused that model. It's possible, but I'm gonna guess on the side of no because this is Resident Evil. And even if it
Yeah.
wasn't no, and they were being lazy and stupid, some writer was like, "Oh, that's actually a good idea," and they're gonna do it now. So
I don't know what it is because it's like, oh, by the way, was the baby section the scene that everyone was talking about? Like, oh, this is terrifying.
yeah, I fucking scared the shit out of me, dude. But I don't like babies.
Is it weird that like I was just completely unfazed?
Yeah, I mean, hey, I guess horror affects everyone differently. I'm gonna take a guess if that was in VR, you would have probably shit yourself. Maybe I'm
Oh
wrong,
yeah, of course.
but I think VR adds a lot to that for sure. But even without VR, it's funny actually. I streamed that section for AJ because AJ's like, "Hey, what part are you at?" I was like, "Oh, I'm about to go in this house." He's like, You want to like stream that part because I want to see your
Exactly.
reaction."
Yeah,
And I was like,
that's what I
"Okay,
was saying. But the fact that I heard you guys say that, I was thinking, oh man, this is gonna be a moment. And then when I just saw a baby crawl out, I was like, do you know that if you're gonna go for the king of creepy babies, you're fighting against PT, and that's not a
well,
battle you're winning.
yeah, I agree, but it's just it was the closest I feel like I'll ever get to PT again." And if
Eh.
like if okay, let me give you an example.
Well,
This is
now we're
probably
back to Diet Coke.
we are no, we are. If they took away Coke, if Coke was just fucking taken away, Mexican Coke, it's gone. Regular Coke, it's gone. Are you telling me that you would just never drink Coke again? You would not just have a Diet Coke once in a while. Be like,
No, I really wouldn't. No, like, okay, like, that's the thing. If you told me that you took away Mexican Coke, I still have canned Coke. If you took away canned Coke, I might, just maybe might do 2-liter Cokes. But if you
but
take
if
that
2 liter
shit out,
Cokes are
I'm
gone.
not taking Diet Coke at all. Like, I'm not. Like, that's just no.
All right, fair enough. But honestly, but it was well done in my opinion. Like, okay, like if I'll give it a better comparison, let's say Mexican Coke is your top tier,
No,
and
no, no,
then
I understand what you mean. No, don't worry. We
yeah,
don't need to go into Coke
okay,
metaphors.
okay, all right, good, good,
We're
all right,
getting close to 3 hours.
okay, yeah. So, anyways, it was very good
Yeah, like, if we're gonna go this long, at least let's keep it to discussion for
for sure. Fair
Resident
enough.
Evil.
I don't need to
But
go about Coke.
but yeah, Resident Evil, like, I don't know what it is. I definitely had moments where I think it was gameplay more than anything else that was like, "Oh, fuck," where I would be walking and then I would just get attacked, and it never felt, unfair. It was just like, "Oh, shit, I heard something, I just didn't realize it was that close by." Like, it felt like gameplay was usually getting me, but anything story-wise or, like, in actual, like, I guess, set piece-wise, I just went, "Yeah, things are happening, I guess." Like, I it's so weird because, like, I could see everything and just be like, "Yeah, I could see how that could work for someone else." But Resident Evil 8, I was just like, "This is fine." I think more than anything else, it's the tension. That is something that I definitely got reminded of a lot when it comes to Resident Evil 4. Just that tension of when you're starting to get overwhelmed by a shitload of enemies and you're like, "Ooh, I'm running out of ammo. This is gonna go bad." And the thing is that, like, Resident Evil 4, I did like that you did have the ability to basically melee them to give yourself some breathing room. Here, the breathing room is running or blocking, and I was like, I don't like either one of these. By the way, I forgot that blocking was a thing for, like, eh, I beat the game in 9 hours. I forgot blocking was a thing for, like, at least 8 of those
I,
hours.
I I think there was like one fight where I had to block because I was super low on ammo, and that was it.
Yeah, like, I think Mother Miranda, she took me out in, like, 1 hit, and I died, and I came back, I was like, "Fine, I'll use blocking, I guess."
I think the only time I had to use it was like that part where you have to fight the giant wolf dude for the first time, and when he's like keeps like respawning mobs of his guys over and over again. That fight actually was the trickiest fight in the game.
Like, at the very end of the game?
No, not the one with Chris, but the one before that.
Oh, sorry, end-ish of the game where you're
Before
going
before
into the
b-
last
b- before you
area
go
with
into the
Heisenberg.
yeah, before you go into the mine.
Oh, yeah, dude, it pissed me off because I walked in there with so much fucking ammo, and
Oh
when
yeah,
I
and you lose
realized
it
that it was a
all.
monster closet, god damn it, I had so much good
Yeah,
ammo, and you just drained it from me.
yeah,
And that's the thing, because like, I kill everything and then move on, and when I realized that they just kept coming, I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, god damn it, do you know how much shit I just wasted on all of you?"
Yeah, it's annoying.
Like, I'm not used to running away. Like, that's kind of why don't like some of the old Resident Evil games, because the old Resident Evil games kind of rely on, like, yeah, you're not going to be able to kill everything. And me, on the other hand, it's like, I'm going to fucking try anyways. Good luck trying to stop me. And the game goes, well, you won't be able to beat it if you do that. And I'm like, this is why I don't like you, game.
Can't cheat in a rocket launcher on this one.
I mean, that's fine. At least like the mechanics on this one I could work with. I'm still really annoyed by the block button because like, I don't like this. By the way, I thought it was fucking funny that Ethan at some points like, oh, he's telling not Mia, "Oh man, remember our military training?" And then he shoots the exact same way as he did in Resident Evil 7. And I'm like, well, what the fuck was the point of that line to include that you had military training? You're not
I
playing any differently.
This is by far, I think, my most unpopular, biggest Resident Evil hot take, but I fucking love Ethan. I think he's my favorite character, main character in all the fucking Resident Evil games.
Which I don't understand. Like,
I
I
think he's
feel like Ethan is
amazing.
such a fucking moron.
He is.
Okay, look, it's like if you took a complete random person and then threw them into an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
That's why
Like,
I love him.
imagine if you wrote an entire script of some of the greatest one-liners, and then you just have some schmuck walk out and not remember their lines at all, and just
Jesus
throw something
Christ.
at no, not even, like, it's like, "Watch out, bitch," and I'm like, this is the one-liner you came up with. This is what you had. I I
I don't
was
know.
just
I don't get it, man. I just love him, man. But by the way, I will say this. I think this game's fantastic. Like it's still my third favorite game of the year, but it is still a step below RE7 for me. VR or no VR, I think RE7's a better game. So
Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that like Resident Evil 7 VR is an event for me. Like that's just something that was 4 years in the no, 3 years in the making for me because I bought it in 2017, got the VR headset in 2018, and then didn't actually play it until summer 2020. So, like, even with all that build up, even with putting down the money for a VR headset to be able to play it properly, even with all that, Resident Evil 7 lived up to expectations. And that's just fucking insane. Think about that. I bought that game new, and then 3 years later, I still was like, yeah, that was worth it because of VR.
yeah, it's
So
an event. Like that's a once in a lifetime type of experience. That game, like it's something you won't match again. So
exactly, and I think that Resident Evil 8 just Resident Evil 8, like I've been saying, as you know, like early on in the days of the Last Stand Discord, like when Resident Evil 8 was coming out, I was like, I'll play it, but like I landed exactly where I thought I was going to land, which was, yeah, this is a good game, but you kind of fucked it up by making Resident Evil 7 VR just so immaculate for VR that anything that isn't that is just going to be a step down now for me.
yeah, you kind of got to blame Sony for that though, not Capcom.
I still will.
I mean, fair, but like, yeah, because if the story is true, Sony paid Capcom
Oh, they
big
did.
money to make that
Oh, they
VR for Resident Evil 7,
they
and
totally did.
they didn't offer that same deal for Resident Evil 8. So Capcom's like, well, fuck, we ain't doing this. We ain't footing the bill. So I don't blame them. It's too bad because it definitely would have worked amazing in VR too. But
Oh,
that's what it
no,
is.
no. So, logistically, yeah, I don't blame you. Emotionally, because I didn't get another experience like that, yeah, I blame you.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, but it's just Resident Evil 8 is it's good. It's just Resident Evil 7 VR really fucked me over. But it's also weird because like I really love Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake, so I don't know.
That's where we differ because I would take RE8 any day over 2 and 3 remake.
Really?
Definitely any day over 3 remake. 2 remakes a little closer, but I would still take 8 over it.
Why?
I think eight's a better game. Like I just enjoyed the story more. I think, like I said, I think Ethan's a better character for me than Jill or Leon. Definitely Leon. I'm not a big Leon fan. Uh, and yeah, I don't know, something about that whole storyline and how those games play just connect with me. They make me feel somewhat like PT, which I know it's not, but it's the closest I'll ever get. So it's maybe some of that nostalgia.
God, okay, you know what? Now I'm starting to think that maybe that's what it is. It's just more Diet Coke. Like
Yeah,
the
maybe.
fact that it's not Resident Evil 7 VR and that it's not PT, it's like, well, why are you here then? Like
Maybe.
at least Resident Evil 2 and 3 for me, they kind of make the old Resident Evil formula palpable to me because like the whole being able to solve puzzles and like I don't know what it is. It's just even playing through those old games, my brain just does not want to remember locations or items because I think just traversal in those games is like I really don't want to do this. Traversal in 2 and 3 feel good to me where you start learning the layout, which by the way, that's something that I did like in Resident Evil 8 that I did start learning the layout of the well, not the village. I don't know. The village was really starting to annoy me where it's like, why can't I just start like Metroidvaniaing this where I can open up a doorway and suddenly I don't have to take the long way around to start getting around the village. The village I was annoyed with, but the vampire castle where she starts chasing you, I was like, oh, cool. I'm actually starting to learn this map because I have to traverse it in creative ways. And that's kind of what Resident Evil 2 gave me. 3, no, 3 was linear, but like that's not exactly the case I'm making. It's not that traditional of a Resident Evil game like 2 is. 2 is way more traditional where I started having to learn the map and react because of that. And I think that's the part that I like. I think it's just that the old games don't give me that mobility. 8 kind of gives me that mobility, but it's also missing other stuff. It's strange.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Like, to be clear, Resident Evil 2 Remake and 3 Remake are both great games. I'm not shitting on those games at all. I love those games, but 8 just hit different for me, man. Like, it's my third favorite game of this year, and I'd rank it up with some very, very high games. I think it's a fantastic game for me. And something about that formula, specifically the first person, plus the Resident Evil, plus the story and kind of characters we got with Ethan and his misadventures, let's call them, it hit hard for me, and I'm kind of sad that it looks like his chapter of the story is over. So
Oh yeah, that literally ends with the
yes,
father's chapter is over, which I was like, "Oh wow, okay, I didn't
on the
expect
nose.
that."
There's gonna be some DLC. I don't usually get the
Oh,
DLC, but
really? Oh yeah, I
I'll
forgot.
be interested to see what they do with that. I imagine it's going to involve the vampire lady because everyone loved her so much and she was barely in it. That would be
That's
my
gonna be
guess,
really
but
disappointing.
yeah,
Like
we'll see.
I don't want that. Well, okay. Resident Evil 8, is there anything else? Oh, I will say that the exploration to a certain degree actually did kind of click with me. Like I think at some point I started hunting most of the fishes to be able to get my health up. Oh, I think I locked myself out of getting another fish so I could increase my health permanently, so that kind of hurt. But like the rest of the exploration, like I think going down the boat and going up and down the river, and I think at some point I went through a cave and I was like, this exploration is actually feeling really good because every time I go somewhere, I'm going to find items that are going to be useful later. So good points for that. Points for that.
Yeah, I thought the exploration was really good too. I enjoyed that.
So yeah, I think that's all I can say about Resident Evil 8. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a, even at the end of 2021, if I had to concoct a list of my favorite games from this year, or no, sorry, not even favorite games, top games of this year, I think I would start trying to fill in the near replicant soundtracks first before I ever got to Resident Evil 8
Out of 10.
out of 10. I always
Yeah.
forget that part.
Yeah, it's an 8.5 out of 10 for me.
That is my list. You were driving.
I got one thing left. So Alan Wake. That's it, and then we are done. Alan
All right.
Wake is the game from Remedy Entertainment, studio that brought you such hits as Max Payne 2, and Control, and Quantum Break. Made by Sam Lake. He's a big time player over at Remedy, obviously. So they made a remastered version. I've wanted to play this game for a long fucking time. I actually bought this game for my original Xbox 360, but I was a dumbass and mostly played Halo those days, and I didn't play anything else. So this game just fell down by the wayside. Never played it, which I don't regret, by the way. Halo's fucking great, but it just sucks how many games I missed out on because of that.
Hmm.
And yeah, this game is pretty damn special, man. It's a fantastic game. This is probably my favorite Remedy game ever. I would say like definitely Max Payne and Max Payne 2 hold a special place in my heart, but I think this is better than both of them. Obviously, I'm
Damn.
a little bit cooler on Control than a lot of people. And Quantum Break, well, I think is banging. I think this is clearly better. It's the perfect blend of kind of that campy Remedy stuff, but with really good world building. The characters are awesome and you care about them. The narrative of this game is so strong with so much good music mixed in to make you care. Remedy always does a good job with that. The gameplay is definitely probably the weakest part of the game. I don't think it's bad. It just feels a little bit dated to me, especially like if you're coming from Control to this, it's gonna be a lot rougher because it's not as fast and fluid. Like Control, think about Control that's so nice, and like Returnal reminded me of it. Just the fast, the fluidity, how easy it is to move. The biggest problem with Alan Wake is the movement in the game is kind of garbage. Like you don't move around very fast, and it's kind of clunky at times because of that. So you are going to deal with that. And if you're a gameplay over story person, you might have issues, or like to a severe degree, but it's still a fun game. Like I don't think the gameplay is bad at all, and the story in this game is just so fucking good. It is so well made. It's like a little bit of Twin Peaks vibes throughout it, mixed with like some Stephen King stories. It's just an ingenious idea, and they managed to create just this really unique and creative world, and the things they put in this world. And there's a lot of new mechanics they mix in throughout the game. Um, and yeah, like they did the remaster, so I bought that on PlayStation 5. Feels great on the dual sense. They've got some dual sense features on there, which is really cool. First time it's off of the Xbox Series consoles, so it's pretty cool that it's a full multi-platform game now.
Wait,
And
on what?
on PC, excuse me.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah, it's
Had to
great
censor that.
PC, great PC release. Whenever I say Xbox, I mean you could stream it to your Xbox, right? Like
Oh,
I
you
know
mean
it's
the
not
Xbox
games.
app? Okay.
Yes, you can use the Xbox app and stream it. Yeah, my
Okay, makes more sense.
bad. But yeah, so honestly, like I was very genuinely impressed with this game. I've had a lot of people tell me this would be up my alley. Shout out to AJ. I don't know if you listen to this, but if you are listening to this, thank
He's
you for
not.
the recommendation on this. You probably not. God bless your soul for that. But I'll tell you to listen to just one part so you can hear a shout out. Because it was really you that drove me a lot of times to play this because I know how much you love this game and appreciate it. And yeah, I've actually been talking with him now for a couple of days, just in DMs about like cool story bits of it and just parts of the world. And it just did what Control managed not to do for me. I didn't give a shit about anything in Control besides the gameplay. It was so fun, but I just did not care about the characters or that world at all. And in Alan Wake, I wanted more of it. I've read every entry. It has the coolest fucking collectible pickups I've ever seen in a game. You get these like manuscript pages because he's working on this story, but the collectibles you get, these script pages are basically spoiling things that are going to happen further in the game to a degree, and you don't realize it, and they don't really spoil it because they change little things from it, but it's such a fascinating mechanic and it's so cool. So I really enjoyed this game, and just really special.
Now, I can tell you right now, I already bought this game. It was $30, and I was like, well, you know what? Remedy is just something that I've completely missed on. They're weird, so I appreciate that. And, well, you know what? I'm going to get to it eventually. It'll probably be October 2022 because that's just on the timetable that I am for stuff now. It was $30. I was like, that's perfect. That is probably 10 more bucks than I would have bought it for anyway, so I don't mind stretching to get you day one. Besides that, I can't wait to get to it. I just need to beat it out of my head. No, you're not going to get Control. Stop it. You're just going to get the weirdness. Please do not start thinking about Control because if not, you're going to ruin it to yourself. Because there's only two third person shooters that I like that are dedicated third person shooters, which is Control and Returnal. So,
Yeah, and I think that's smart. I think that's smart. Do not, and for you or anyone listening to this, do not go into this game expecting Control, because you're not getting Control gameplays wise. You're getting Control the weirdness wise, but not gameplay wise. But I also think it's exciting because one of the worst kept secrets right now in the gaming industry is the fact that they're making Alan Wake 2. Now, it hasn't been announced. It's not official, but pretty much everyone already knows it in the circles, and it's basically a foregone conclusion at this point. And if they're making an Alan Wake 2 and they can manage to adapt some of the gameplay mechanics from Control in there and get it feeling more fast and fluid and change it up like that, oh baby, with that world and story, if they can kind of hit back into that, you're gonna have a real good stew cooking.
I'm going to get there. I fucking swear, eventually.
Yeah, it's gonna be like we'll talk about it next year, I guess, some more.
Yeah,
But
I know. It's so weird. Like I just now that Resident Evil 8 is out of the way, you don't know how badly I'm itching to get to movies now. Like even watching the Saw movies, I'm just like, oh, this is good enough right now.
don't worry, we can cancel our Resident Evil 6. I don't mind.
No, fuck that.
And
No. No. No, you want to know what's terrible that I didn't want to say, but you know, fuck it, I'm going to say it. I actually think I like Resident Evil 5 more than 8.
oh, Gary,
I
we gotta end
I
this
said it.
episode now.
I
No, we
said
gotta.
it.
Nah, we're done.
Whoops.
We're fucking.
I had more fun just not enjoying Resident Evil 5 that much
Oh
more than I
gosh,
did with 8 because
you're
at
a
least
horrible
5.
person.
Do you know how fun it was just knowing that you were in agony and that I was struggling with the controls?
No,
That was
I'm gonna play RE6 on mute. How about that? I'm gonna not fucking say shit.
Come on, you don't think that your body language with controlling the character isn't going to say volumes? When you died in Resident Evil 5, the silent walk away was legendary.
Ah, fuck you. Anyways, I'm going back to Alan Wake. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Alan Wake.
This is a positive part. This is the positive part of the podcast. And you're gonna fucking come out here during my Alan Wake segment and carpet bomb me with RE5 is better than RE8.
No,
Good
I
God.
didn't say better. I didn't say
Oh,
better.
you said enjoyed more. All right, fair enough.
Exactly. You need to understand the distinction between the two.
Yeah, distinction my ass. Anyways.
I like Resident Evil 5 more than 8, and I'm going to lean into it even harder now.
Yeah, I did post that in the fucking Discord when we're done. Right.
Fine, look right now. I will type it in
Oh,
live.
I'm sure you're gonna put it in right
I
now. Live.
like RE5 more than RE8. I am going to live my truth.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Send.
And I beat you. I got my message in there too. All right.
Are we done?
Yeah, we're
Oh,
done.
scores for Alan Wake, I guess.
Yeah. Fuck, I'm sorry, Alan Wake. You deserve better than this. But no, you're honestly really great game. If you have any affinity for fucking Remedy or just different or unique cool games, please check this out. This game deserves to be seen by more people. It sold terribly because I believe it was Red Dead Redemption that came out either a week before or a week after
Yep.
this. So good fucking luck to any game in that time period. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like this game more than Red Dead Redemption, but it's still my third favorite game of that year, and that's an accomplishment in itself. This is a pretty good year. So
I
8
love
out
the
of 10.
idea. that red that what's called I love the idea that Rockstar did that shit intentionally. They're like, "Oh, you didn't want to work on Max Payne 3? We're gonna fucking bury you."
Yeah, maybe. Fuck. Which, by the way, Max Payne 3 is Kino as well, but obviously it's not Remedy. So, yeah. So really good game. 8 out of 10. Please check this out because games like this, like they're unique, they're creative. Even Control, man, like anything from Remedy. Like I like studios like this that at least take chances. Like even though Control's not my favorite game, I would rather give them money than I'm gonna say it. Ubisoft. I'm a bit done with you at the moment.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna give Alan Wake a it's Remedy, and I think this is probably going to be a very limited print. So I decided to get my copy early, and you should too out of 10.
Yeah, it's actually smart by the way because this game was really hard to get a hold of for PS5. Like it was like I pre-ordered it. Like I went to my local GameStop EB Games. Like probably a week before. Usually I'm fine. I go a week before I'll pre-order a game, but they're like, actually, we have like no copies. So he's like, we'll put you on a wait list, but we can't guarantee it. So I was like, okay, I guess get me the PC version.
Yeah, there you
I'll
go.
pre-order. I'll pre-order that instead. So they did, and thankfully on the day of, they actually had a couple extra copies, and I was able to snag one. But I actually checked like the next day, all gone. So like this game, I think it's gonna be kind of tricky to get. So if you're interested in a physical, get it soon.
All right. One thing I also want to mention as well, the fact that it was published by Epic, it just kind of smelled like to me like, oh, this is not going to get a long printing run. So
Right, they
they
got
didn't
Fortnite
like
to
it.
make. So
Like, exactly. Okay. Was that it? Is that the episode?
that is the episode. Goodbye.
Okay. Give your line. Give your line that you'd love to sign off with.
My line.
Well, would you sign off with the No Time to Die episode?
What did I say?
Oh, well, okay, fine. Never mind then. You usually say that Breath of the Wild is one of the greatest games ever made.
Oh yeah, Breath of the Wild sucks.
Okay. Resident Evil 5 was an enjoyable experience more than Resident Evil 8. End card. Hey, look at you. You got to the end of the episode. From episode 0 to the day that I finally get lazy and cancel the show. A big thank you to Joey Rawlings for providing the perfect name for the show. Be sure to always give him thanks, either out loud as you're listening to this, or you can just send him a thank you tweet at boogeyman117 underscore. That's boogeyman117, IE instead of Y, double O. Be sure that it's an underscore, not a dash, 117.